Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be discussing whatever we want to, because this is 2 cents after dark. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight on my late night episode, 2 cents Boxing After Dark, where we talk about whatever we want. I opened up the panel early tonight. I'm not going to be on here long. Y'all be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. If this is your first time here, be sure to punch that subscribe button. Make sure you drop your 2 cents. Let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live. Be sure to click the link to hop up on the panel. Give your 2 cents. You can also call in at 281-845-2103. If you just want to hop in and give your 2 cents and hop off real quick, you ain't trying to be on the panel going back and forth with Boxing Hacker, Fly Frequency, Ty. You just want to call and give your 2 cents. That option is available to you. Also be sure to help support the channel by dropping the Cash App at 2 cents Boxing, or you can drop your 2 cents in a super chat. And be sure to get your girl a cup of coffee. I'm telling y'all, I'll be suffering the next day after I do these late night lives. But I did realize that a lot of my audience, one, doesn't sleep, obviously. I don't know when y'all rest. And a lot of them work overnight, work late nights. So I decided, let me throw a late night show in there because they don't sleep or they up working late. So shout out to everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? And I want everybody to give yourselves a round of It's almost Wednesday. We're about to make it through the middle of the week. So I was skimming through the YouTube streets and I just came across this video with Edward Berlanga. And then I seen the response from Eddie Hearn. And I just want to play that video from y'all. Because it's like, I can't say I just was used to I follow Edward Berlanga. I knew who he was. Seen him fight a few times. Knew he was going to fight Canelo, all this other stuff, right? But I never knew him as a person or a box. I never really knew his personality like that and like that because I never really paid too much attention. And is teaching the building because I know that's one of Teach's favorite fight. I just want to ask: was he always like this, or is this just something that's happening after the Canelo fight? Because I'm like, the dude is delusional. And let me get these super chats. Y'all supporting the channel early tonight. Shout out to 323 Quick with the $4.99 and the super. He says JJ's. What that mean? 323 Quick was JJ's. Shout out to Todd Drakeford with the $5 in the super chat. She says, I was fine till you threw me in there with people they argue with. Shout out Todd Drakeford. No, that's what we do. That's what we do. You get on the panel, you give your opinion, we going back and forth. That's the whole purpose of the panel. But some people might feel intimidated by that. Some people might just be like, look, I just want to get on. I just want to call in, say what I got to say, and then hang up. Or they just want to call in and say what they got to say and hang up. They don't even got to be intimidated. Oh, he said that was a typo. Just showing love. Appreciate it, 323 Quick. Thank you for supporting the channel. So, I'm going to pull it up. We're going to live react to that when I get some people up here on the panel. And I'm like, Edward Berlanga is tripping. Like, what is up with this guy? And then, so did Edward Berlanga opponent really just get out of jail? I heard that, but I don't know how true that is. Because I think that's odd. And what I want y'all to do is go back to my channel when we get off. Go to the live. I don't know if y'all watched the live that I did. I think I'll tell y'all to watch it like 3 times. It's like Top Rank and the corruption in boxing or something like that. Let me look it up. I want y'all to go back and watch that live stream. I'm about to show y'all. Nobody complained about you, Ty, or they ain't complaining about you to me. Mr. Greg said the guy he fought last had been out of the ring for 12 years. And yes, he has been extra since he been on the scene. So he been acting like that. That's crazy. Shout out to Mr. Greg with the $2 in the super chat. He says they already trying to copy you, sis. Shout out to Mr. Greg. I think I can't hear. I think I need to charge my headphones because I cannot hear. Who trying to copy me? What they trying to copy, Mr. Greg? What are they trying to copy? Let me drop this link so y'all can come up here. I'm telling y'all, I'm not going to be on here long. I promise. I mean it this time. I mean it. My husband laughing at me in the background. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I'm not going to be on here long. I'm telling you. There go the link. Come on up. Let's chit chat. So, are y'all excited about the Tank Roach rematch? Look. What you mean, Ty? She say we don't want to hear that 2 cent. Just let us up. They go the link. Let me see who all we got in the building. We got all things in the building. What's up? We got Terrell W. What's going on? We got Ramon Seafood. Shout out to Ty and Mr. Greg on the panel.
I was saying, you say you don't want to, you ain't gonna be up here long. I was like, yeah, we don't want to hear that. You say that every time. Just let us on the panel.
I'm serious today, Ty. I mean it.
Okay, all right. Give me a
Mr.
time.
Greg, where you at, Mr. Greg?
I'm here.
I
How
can't
come
see
I
you,
don't
Mr.
see you?
Greg.
Oh, you must be behind Shakur. Hold on, I'm gonna have to move Shakur out the way.
You move that puny thing.
You don't see me?
No, I got you.
Okay. Hey, Ty.
Good evening, Mr. Greg. How you doing?
I am fine, dear. I hope you're good as well.
Yeah, I meant to tell you, I like that picture. You look very studious.
Oh, well, thank you.
He look rich.
I think this particular picture that I grabbed, I'm at a we were at a hotel and at the pool.
Shout out Box. That's how you dressed at the pool, Mr. Greg? Hold on. Shout out Boxing Hacker for joining the panel. Hold on, let me get you a
what's
round of
up, people?
applause, Boxing Hacker.
Hey, Mr. Gray.
Hey, Doc,
What's up,
I just
y'all?
have on linen and I just have a sport jacket on with the linen.
Oh,
you
okay.
guys suit at the pool?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were.
Mr. Greg wears a sports jacket at the pool.
Yeah, it was an
The
event.
brother's fancy.
Now that's real class right there.
Hell
That's
yeah.
class. I'm telling you, that's money right there.
That's money, man.
You can't hide money, Mr. Greg.
We were at there was a SEAL concert. We was in Vegas. We was at a SEAL concert, and it was a private.
My Nigerian brother.
So we just went. I went on, put a jacket on, just to be, because we saw him in the hotel lobby, and his people came over to myself and my wife, and invited us to the private show. So okay, we had a good time. We were at the Wynn Hotel at the time.
All right. Shout out Big Dog Willie. He says, salute. Damn, I'm at work. I'll be listening. Shout out all things in the building. Boxing Hacker. Ty on the panel. 323 quick. Slogan 1 in the building. What up, Slogan 1?
What's up?
Now to all the people that's not commenting, please make sure you punch that like button. Hey, so stand in the building. What's going on? Sin Ironheart, what up?
Hey, Sin.
All right. Make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. So, what y'all got for the show today? What do y'all think about Shakur calling out T.O.? What we're talking about Shakur today. I don't know if the Shakur picture gave it away, but he has recently been in the media calling out T.O. Gary Russell has called out Shakur. Say he'll fight him if the money right. What do y'all think about all that? I have my 2 cents about the situation. But what do y'all got? Let's start with you, Boxing Hacker.
Man. I mean, Shakur to me is like a throwback type of brother, man. Like I love the energy that him and Gary Russell have. Like, Gary Russell called him out, and Shakur was like, "Look, me and him sparred every other day. Like, respect to the brother, but he'll definitely jump in the ring if the money's right." I love that energy. To see that because one, Gary Russell's coming off of like such a dominant performance. And to see, that Shakur is like, hey, even though he's at 140 and he just beat the hell out of Ryo, like he's like, yo, let's make it happen. I think that's what we need in the sport of boxing, like no more like fighters that are like, oh, well, we don't gotta fight. Different sides of the street and stuff like that. It's just like, hey, we want to fight. Let's see if we can do it. If that fight happens, I think that would be a banger. Two opposing styles. One I think one very aggressive, one very defensive. I think it'll be a very interesting fight to see those two. I am more interested in the Shakur versus Gary Antoine than the Shakur versus T.O. I think Shakur just beats T.O. You know, in my
All right,
opinion.
boxing hacker. That's interesting. That's a very interesting take. Let me get this super chat. Shout out to A So Stan with the 4.99 in the super chat. He says support and appreciation. Shout out A So Stan. Um, I definitely don't agree with that take. I have a different. I'm not even gonna say I don't agree with your take. I just have a different take on it. What do you think about it, Ty?
I think that Shakur needs to possibly fight out one of the gentlemen who has been calling him out, maybe Tito Makata or his most recent guy, Herrera. I mean, you call yourself the boogeyman, you can't really turn down fights, especially when you're not as active as you maybe would like to be. Tio already has a fight lined up, so in the meantime, in between time, Shakur needs an opponent that is going to challenge him, and perhaps everyone says he has like a different fighting style, or he would bring it out if need be. So we want to see him challenge himself with someone who's going to bring that particular fighting style that they claim that he has out of him. No more soft touches. I mean, the boy is what, 26, 27. He's a champion. He needs to really start stepping up his competition. And what better way to do that than with a heavy hitting southpaw?
Okay. Okay. What about you, Mr. Greg?
It's interesting that Boxing Hacker mentioned Gary Antoine because I saw him day before yesterday in the grocery in Wegmans, and we were talking, and he spoke on that he was looking to do a unification. He also said his brother still wants to fight, but they're not sure in what direction to go. So if Tio or Shakur are looking to fight one of those two guys, one of the two brothers, in any kind of way, my understanding from talking to at least Antoine directly, they wide open for it because that's what they want to start doing. And as far as Shakur is concerned, I guess he may have seen that other fighters are, for better or worse, are getting a little more airplay, getting a little more spotlight while he's healing up, and he doesn't want to be forgotten. So of course he's going to, keep his name out there and attach it to whoever wants to smoke from him or whoever you're trying to get smoke from. I love that he is at least talking about T.O. Uh, Once T.O. take care of the business that he already has on on his table, he can, come back and say, okay, this is the next. Since Shakur's saying I want to do something, will Shakur fight me next, or will T.O. fight him next if that's the case? But I like how they talking. What will happen, of course, we always know. They talk a lot, but whatever happens, whoever Eddie Hearn or Bob or whoever their promoter is actually makes the deal for, that's what we're gonna end up seeing. But I like that they're at least trying to talk it.
Yeah. Yeah. When I seen, this is the thing, okay? When I seen the Gary tweet, right? Because it was like, oh, I want to fight Rayo, woo, woo, woo. So I think naturally people think, well, if you was willing to fight Rayo, you're gonna be willing to fight the winner of the fight, period, for the strap. And to me, when I seen the tweet and it was like, oh yeah, it's cool, I'll fight Gary if the money right. When I seen the if the money right, I feel like, I don't want to say it's duck talk, but just to speak in YouTube boxing community language, when people say when the money right, that's duck talk to me because the money can never be right. And I just don't see Shakur Stevenson. And that's the issue I think people are having. They want to see Shakur Stevenson fight that style of fighter. And even so much so, they willing for you to fight a prospect with that style. This other Javier, what's his name? That the prospect they saying that they want to see him fight, and he got all these knockouts and all of this other
It's like
stuff.
Julio Herrera or something like that.
Doesn't make,
Javier.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't even know why people want to see that. He can't even
I'm
win.
telling you why they want to see it. They want to see it the same reason they wanted to see the Kid Austin fight, because they want to see him fight that style. They want to see him challenged in that way. Even if you could say, "Oh, he had fought that stuff," obviously people don't remember, or they ain't giving them credit, or whatever the case may be. That's what they want to see him fight. That's why they want to see him fight Kid Austin. Even if people was like, he probably gonna beat Kid Austin, but I want to see how he performs against that style. I want to see him fight against that style. Like the De Los Santos fight, people look forward to that fight. And this is my thing about the De Los Santos fight. And people like, oh, he should rematch De Los Santos. I'm like, I was more upset with De Los Santos for that fight because I felt like he didn't do nothing. He didn't even, to me, I'm like, he didn't even do nothing. Like, he ain't press hard enough. He ain't do nothing. Like, make the fight dirty. Get, you know what I'm saying? Do something. You just chased them around the whole night. Like, you ain't cut the ring out. Like, you didn't do nothing. And everybody was all on Shakur head. And I'm like, De Los Santos the one that didn't do nothing. I wouldn't rematch him either, honestly.
Yeah, he didn't press the issue at all. I don't know
He
about
didn't
his
press the issue at all. I'm like, damn, y'all that mad at Shakur. He
Uh,
ain't do nothing either.
It wasn't really. I think he couldn't press the issue. I think Shakur's defense was just really that good.
No, he
Shakur,
didn't even.
Shakur.
No, he could have pressed
Sometimes,
the issue.
sometimes it looks easier outside the ring than it is inside the ring. Shakur moves really well inside that ring. You know, he moves
Bro, no,
really well.
he
It's
didn't press.
always that
It was the, you know how he didn't press the issue, boxing hacker,
Mm.
because it was the least punches thrown in a fight.
Yeah, he couldn't even
So
reach
he
it.
didn't
Well,
press the issue. He didn't. It's not like he missed. He didn't even throw the punches. He didn't press the issue.
he was
So
never in position to. Shakur kept him out of position. So you have to be at a certain range to throw shots, and Shakur was keeping him out of position. The problem with Shakur in that fight was he kept jumping. He would jump. He would like jump in. He would jump too far out of position. That was actually the problem with Shakur technically in that fight. But
it was
as far as De Los
both. It was Shakur
Santos,
being too defensive and De Los Santos not being offensive enough. Either way, I blame more of that on De Los Santos because if Shakur Stevenson is a defensive fighter, De Los Santos should have been trying to make him fight. That's why I'm like, damn, why y'all so mad at Shakur? Like, this De Los Santos the one that didn't.
he'll do that to a lot of people.
But I guess they felt like Shakur should have been more offensive then, and kind of beat him up since he wasn't doing nothing. But anyway, people want to see him fight that style. And the biggest issue with Shakur, in my opinion, which is I'm gonna use for the Tiafimo example, and this is my 2 cents. I'm not hating on him. This is just what I think is the over promising and the under delivering. He markets himself like that, and over promising and under delivering is bad for any business.
Mm-hmm.
But
So hold on. So you like, oh, I want to fight Tio, and I'm like, okay, you say you want to fight Tio. You just said after the Artem fight, you said you would go to 140 and fight Tio, but you just said after the Artem fight, you wasn't even acclimated to 35 yet. I'm not saying you won't go up and fight Tio, and I'm not saying you won't beat Tio, but I'm saying realistically, are you gonna go up and fight Tio over promising? Are you gonna go up to 140 over promising, and are you gonna fight Tio under delivering? He should not do that.
I think he would.
Tio has already said he going up to fight Boots after this fight. I don't know how true that is, but I'm just saying. My whole point I'm trying to make is you come off as over promising and under delivering, and I think that's the issue that people really, really have with Shakur. What do y'all think?
Which is a weird
Let me
issue
know in the
because
chat what y'all think.
which is a real weird issue because at the end of the day, when you're doing promotions, you're always gonna be like, I'm gonna beat the brakes off the guy, blah blah blah. And sometimes you say it and you lose. So what's that? That's like over promising and not delivering at all. Is that what you would call that? At the end of the day, fighters have their own game plan. They're not going to like say it at the press conference. So I never look at it like whatever they say. I just look at it as like entertainment, like they're shit talking to each other. But the fight's probably gonna play out differently.
It always
So fight can, yeah.
it always comes down to me is what the perception of the fighters are and how they actually perform. And it's always you can give this perception that you're going to be this kind of way, or you're going to fight this type of style, or something that we actually want to see you fight in this style, but then we see your performance. And we got to always look back at the history. You always say you're going to do one thing and then you don't do it, and you do this, you perform in this manner, and it leads you to be criticizing and people being disappointed, and Now you're asking for these big fights again, or you're claiming you want these big fights, but how are you going to perform if you get them? And will we be excited and be pleased and happy? Fans are very difficult to please anyway, for the most part. But if you're promising something, you should deliver. There should be no discussion that you overpromise and underdelivers, and that seems to be the way that you perform in your fights. Shouldn't have that. Again, it's good for us to have a conversation. Will we be shown something different when the next time he fights?
All right,
Uh,
let me make a correction. I'm sorry to cut you off, Mr. Greg.
no
GM
problem.
says, nah, it was the least punches landed, not the least punches thrown. And then he said, but Hacker still defending it.
Yeah. I don't know. Shakur, here's the thing, man. When I first learned about Shakur, it was literally on the news. Like, the kid is like has always been a boxing savant, like even in the amateurs. And
Shout out,
that's
Mr.
just a
Shelton. Hold
style at
on,
the end
Boxing
of the day.
Hacker. Shout out, Mr. Shelton. It's joining the panel. What up, Mr. Shelton? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I was just listening to you guys. You was talking about Shakur calling out Tio, right?
We just talking about Shakur calling out T.O. Shakur saying he will fight Gary. We just talking about the recent call outs and stuff.
Well, Shakur is at 135. Am I correct?
Correct.
Both of those guys are at 140. Correct.
Yeah. Correct.
Yes.
So, what is he talking about moving up, or they talking about moving down? What is it?
For T.O.,
See,
he
and
said he would move up.
that's
and
the
then-
conversation we were having, because I'm like, Shakur my point was that Shakur over promises and under delivers, and I'm like, why are you calling out these fighters over promising? Because you probably not gonna go to 140, and then you saying you're gonna fight him and you're not gonna fight him, you under delivering, because nobody, this is the thing too, nobody was like, ooh, let's see T.O. and Shakur. That wasn't really out there like that. He put that out there. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that would be a good fight, but
there.
Shakur will wash him, though.
Oh, we don't know that because we've never seen Shakur at 140. We don't know what he looks like at 140.
He just got to 35.
Okay.
I mean, let's clear. Let's. Why don't we? We're the WBC champion at 135. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So why don't we handle our business down there, beat all those guys, then move up? How about that?
Do y'all take his hands into consideration when y'all say this stuff? Because Boxing Hacker, like, do you think he would fight Gary Russell for real? Because I don't.
Yes. I don't think that would be a good move. I don't think that'd be a good move. I think he should stay at 135. He just got to 35. Clean up 35 if you can. And after you clean up 35, then start talking about other things.
I think people just underestimate Shakur a lot. That kid is something different. He would definitely. I feel like I've never seen him say something and he doesn't really stand on it, right? Like, if he said he wants to fight somebody and the fighter agrees, he's always stood on that. So why would I think differently?
I don't know what
because you have a champion, you have a title to defend at 35. Now, if he's really serious, listen. If he's really serious about fighting those guys at 40, then drop your belt and move up.
Why didn't Lamont Rose drop his 130 belt?
We're not talking about
petitioned for that. He asked for that.
And we're not talking about Tank. Listen, this is a conversation.
Okay. Let's give him that. Let's give him that. Okay. Let's give him that. Since that's the way you want to play it, then Shakur needs to go to the WBC. Ask them, can I challenge one of these guys at 40, and can I still keep my belt the same way Lamont Roach did? And if they agree to it, then move up.
Which is fine, but so we already have Gary Antoine is open.
That fight don't even make sense for him.
Why not? Gary Antoine and him will be like an amazing fight.
No,
Tio, I feel like is on that same tip with Ryan, because Ryan said he would fight Shakur too, and then when Ryan had a chance, Ryan said no.
Ryan's at 47, so let's not even go there with that shit.
Ryan, I said when he was at 40 or 43. When they had a whole line about it.
That was like 2 years ago, bro. We're not even talking about it. That's over with. That was like 2 years ago.
It was with Ryan. It was last year. It was with Ryan. It wasn't
last year either. It was like the year before, because last year Devin fought Ryan and that whole debacle happened.
Yes,
this is what, right after he fought Tank or something like that?
Yeah,
I know what live you're talking about. You're talking about when Shakur and Keyshawn was in the car together and they called Ryan.
Yeah, that was last year.
So I wanted to ask y'all this too. Like, have y'all noticed, like, and it's just my 2 cents. I'm not hating. I'm just saying I feel like it's a pattern that I've noticed. Shakur Stevenson never fights ever who he calls out. He calls out people. He calls out people, and then he fighting somebody completely different when it's time to fight.
Because they don't agree.
Like, no.
Which one of them agreed? Pitbull said no. Tank said no. This person said no. They always. Lomachenko says no. Everybody. People be ducking.
I have another question.
Why do you
think that, brother, man?
Why? Can y'all answer this panel? Can you tell me why Shakur is the most duck fighter of this century?
Because he's talented.
Well, I don't know, Sid, but I got to be honest. To be fair, Zepeda ducked him twice.
Yeah.
Pitbull ducked him twice.
Yeah. Lomachenko said he doesn't want to fight him.
And why does he
fight him?
I don't really think you can
the same fighters over and over. They keep
Tank.
ducking.
I just don't think that makes sense.
No, Loma's not ducking him to fight Tank. That's not a duck.
No, I'm talking about the he said Pitbull. I don't that doesn't make sense to me. But again, that's just to me.
No,
They said if we send you a contract, if they send you a contract and you say no, that's a duck, right?
That's a duck. Yeah,
well, not if you're going somewhere where you can get more money, just like Frank Martin. That's not a duck.
But he didn't even have a fight at the time. He didn't even have a fight. This was after Tank. He didn't even have a fight at the time, and he ducked Shakur.
What was? And he ducked Shakur. I feel like people aren't seeing Shakur for what it really is. Shakur is.
Why are they ducking him though?
He's nasty
I have
work.
no idea.
He's nasty work in that damn ring.
Pitbull said it wouldn't be a good fight. It would be boring. Zepeda said, "I'm having a baby." Then he said he was getting married.
But you know what, Mr. Shelton? That Zepeda story is not necessarily true. Some might say Shakur ducked Zepeda because
who would say that? How could you say that when Shakur's people sent the contract out?
Listen,
how could you say that?
Saying it. I said some might say. I'm trying to tell the story, but you cutting me off.
Okay, go ahead, Susan.
They were saying that Zepeda said he wanted to fight at a certain time, and Shakur was like, "No, we got to fight at this time." So they didn't make the fight. And they was like, "Oh, he had a baby." He said he didn't want to fight. And he was like, "Nah, that's not what I said. I said I want to fight at this time," which is why he was fighting like a month after Shakur or something like that. And everybody was like, "Oh, I thought he was having a baby. He ducked Shakur." When really Shakur was like, "No, I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna make the fight at this time." So that's why I say some might say. I'm not saying I'm saying it. I'm not saying y'all saying it. That Shakur is the one that ducks Zepeda.
Yeah, I mean,
well, they can say that. They could say that. But the problem with that statement is Top Rank and Shakur sent the contract. So
yeah.
So top rank sent the contract is what you're saying, because I was just.
Well, they sent the contract before they talked about the terms and knew all of that. They just sent the contract.
They sent the contract and asked him, "Would you agree to a fight?" And Zepeda said no. So in my parlance, I don't know about anybody else's. That's a duck. You didn't have a fight. They sent you a contract to fight, and you said no. So you did not want to fight. Period. You didn't want it.
People legit duck Shakur.
But when you send contracts for somebody to fight,
they didn't send a contract, Mr. Shelton.
No, I don't believe they sent it. I sent.
They sent the term sheet. Whatever they did, they sent the term sheet, contract, whatever they said.
They probably sent.
And he said no.
And the terms is what the problem usually is.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, it's the terms of the contract. So you can send me some terms, and I read the terms, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. Not I won't fight you. I
think that's what's going on with Shakur.
That's what happened with Frank Martin.
Who the hell is Zepeda to turn down anything?
Who the hell is Shakur?
You going life and death with Tevin Farmer. You just went life and death with Tevin Farmer. Come on, Zepeda.
Shakur just went life and death with a man off of a damn 9 to 5. Like, are we being serious?
He go life and death with the dude. He stopped the dude. He stopped that dude. He stopped that dude.
I need one mic, y'all. I need one mic. I need one mic.
You can't say Shakur went life and death with a dude that he knocked out.
Give me a second.
Hold on, one at a time. Go ahead, Ty.
So the problem that I'm having with Shakur, yes, he's a good fighter, but the problem with Shakur is he thinks he's better than what he is. His stock has been on a fire sale for I don't know how long. Cordina, then Zepeda, then Kid Austin, then Padley. I mean, like, let's be serious here. Whatever the terms are going to be, they're going to be. You're not really bringing no money to the table. Nobody really making no big bag fighting you. Get these fights made. The people that you're calling out, they either have fights or you just don't fight them. What about the people that are calling you out? Why don't you go ahead, Mr. Man? Why don't you go ahead and get these fights done?
Talking about Herrera.
Who called
Herrera
him?
can't be.
Shout
I don't know
out,
who called him out.
hold on. Shout out to Big Supreme on the panel.
What's good, Big?
Okay, so who called him out, Ty? Since somebody called him out, who called him out?
Hold on, y'all. What up, Big Supreme? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I'm gonna hold my 2 cents for now because I didn't hear everything I was talking about. But you can give me a rundown.
We just talking about Shakur, calling out T.O. and saying he going to 40 and over promising and under delivering, and if he really gonna fight Gary Antoine Russell, will he really make that fight? And what else we was talking about? And we was talking about Zepeda, and I was just telling Mr. Shelton that some people could say that Shakur ducked Zepeda because Zepeda said he wasn't available and he wanted to fight at this time, and Shakur scheduled a fight a month before that. So that's what we was talking about.
I agree with everything you said in regards to Shakur and the Zepeda situation because, to my knowledge, he said that he wanted some time because he's having birth, his wife or something like that. I feel like the fight could have waited because he fought around that time anyway.
Let me ask you something, Big Supreme. Did you say that Lomachenko ducked Tank? Because Lomachenko said exactly. So wait, but Lomachenko said he wanted some time. Lomachenko said the same exact thing. He wanted time, right?
Why are we talking about Tank, though?
No, I'm just saying Lomachenko said he wanted time too, but you said that's
completely that's not even comparable, Boxing Hacker.
And we're not even talking about
time with his family. The other person wants to spend time with his family.
That's not the same thing, though.
Because he don't want time. They fought a month apart, Boxing Hacker. It's not the same, bro.
So to answer Mr. Shelton's question, you asked me who called out Shakur. So Tito Mercado called him out a couple of months ago. And then most recently, the Javier Herrero kid called him out. Now, keep in mind for y'all, before y'all start saying, who are these people? Who are these guys? Shakur said, oh, Tito Mercado, he's at 140, blah, blah, blah. But you just said you go to 140 to fight Tio, right? And then before you say, oh, these guys, what have they done? What have they done? Well, the Herrera kid has 15 fights, which is 3 more than Kid Austin, and you were about to fight him. You said you were fighting Kid Austin because he was, quote unquote, running his mouth. This kid just said he'll kill you, and you acting like you don't know who he is. So in the meantime, in between time, while you're chasing down Tank, why don't you fight a style that would prepare you for the likes of a Tank?
So
who is this guy, Herrera? Who is Herrera?
You have to realize something.
Well, y'all got to talk one at a time, Mr. Shelton and Boxing.
No, I just asked the question too. Says who is this guy?
He's ranked number 10.
Boxing Hacker, Mr. Shelton talking to Ty. Go ahead.
Yeah,
who is this guy? Who is he?
Okay,
he's a prospect.
I mean, you can say he's a prospect, but Kid Austin was coming off of what, a 112 round fight?
Is he in the top 10?
Yeah, I believe
he's number 10.
5, 6.
No, Herrera's in the top 10.
No, I think number 10. That,
what you mean I shot you, Big Supreme?
I'm pretty sure Herrera's like number 10. He's not. I don't even think he's in contention yet. Shakur's a champion.
Oh my God! Please stop this. Kid Austin wasn't a champion though.
But Kid Austin was at least ranked.
Kid Austin's ranked number 2, isn't he? Number 2 or number 3?
Yeah.
We all know. Oh my God.
So I mean that was the WBA, but still at least he had.
Okay. So that was my question. So that was my question to y'all. Let me ask y'all this. So is the only difference between the Javier kid and Kid Austin was the number 2 ranking?
Yeah.
Is that the only difference?
Even though there's other more fights than Kid Austin.
He's less
so the only
Kid Austin's ranked number 2
is the fact that he was ranked number 2. Like it was Kid Austin's second 12-round fight. He had what you say, Ty? You said he had less fights than Javier, right?
Yes, Javier has about 15. Kid Austin had what, 12?
No. He was on his 18th fight, I think, right?
Okay, so why is he not ranked? If he's so good,
he's number 10. He's ranked number 10, but he's not in contention, right? Shakur's the champion. There's no point in Shakur fight him at all. At least, like you can see, Kid Austin was just like a one-off because it was like a fun fight,
something like that. 16 fights, 15 knockouts.
Yeah,
he's not ranked.
He's not right. He's ranked.
Who has he fought? Who's he fought?
Who the hell has Padley fought?
Who did Padley fight?
Pally was a 3 day.
Pally was a
Pally
Pally was a 2-day replacement.
And Pally
That's
also
Y'all
different.
gotta really stop this, yo. Step up the
That was a 2-day
competition.
replacement. That's
that was
totally
a 2 day
different.
He had a
replacement.
choice though, Mr. Shelton.
I
He
don't even think. I
chose
don't even think.
Hadley.
I don't even think he can beat Pally for real. For real.
Why did Pally get a title shot? Boxing Hacker?
Pally and Herrera because
Herrera might stop Pally. I don't know about that, bro.
I don't know, man. I think
Because that's
Pally was
the
sharper
that's
to
the
me.
guy that
Pally
agreed to
was
take the
sharper.
money that Eddie Hearn was offering for the fight. That's probably why he got it.
Yeah.
Pally wasn't a late replacement. They had that nigga in the wing for a minute.
Oh,
No,
let me.
but
Oh, let me. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Boxing Hacker. Let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a
Yeah.
question. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So that's my question, right?
Yeah.
Because I was asking why was Shakur Stevenson getting booed in Saudi, and it was a legit question. And
Mhm. So is that your question now, or
no, hold on.
okay?
Hold on, y'all. Y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
So
Go.
Bradley gets a title shot as a late minute replacement, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about Kid Austin revisiting this fight again.
No, that should never happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what you
Nobody.
say?
Yeah. Shakur said he's not even going to revisit it. That was utterly ridiculous what they did in
So
Saudi.
he's cutting off Kid
So
Austin.
what you
Yeah.
guys are saying? Hold on. So what you guys are saying that is Kid Austin faked it? He wasn't sick. Is that what you guys trying to say?
I'm
Man,
not
his
saying
dad
at
took
all.
a picture of Kid Austin like Kid Austin was in a coma, bro. Hell yeah, sure.
But I'm not saying that. All
Man.
I'm saying is
I
My
would
son's
never
fighting
say
for his
something
life.
like that.
if you're gonna give a late
Man.
night replacement a title shot, you can also give Herrera a title shot as well.
No. Late replacement means that they had it was late. There was nobody else to fight, and they wanted to show the
All that's
For
continuity.
a
fine and
title
good.
shot?
All of that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. And Pally was coming off of a dominant performance. So like Herrera's number 10. He's not in contention. Like he's not there yet. If he wants to fight
Boxing
Shakur,
Hacker.
he has to.
You
He
saying that
needs to
Padley's
beat
coming off
somebody
of
to
a
get
good
there.
win, right? But
Huh?
Herrera is coming off 15 good wins.
But he's number
Against who?
10.
Who
Okay, Ty.
cares?
Let me check this out. One, Herrera doesn't even look like he's on Shakur's level. But look, if Shakur beats
Hold
him,
up, wait a minute. You
if
actually
Shakur
said
beats
that
him,
out
they're
your
gonna
mouth.
call it a cherry pick.
You
That's all
Okay,
they're
actually
gonna
hold on.
call
Okay,
it.
here we go. I'm back. Let me finish this.
Boxing
Let me ask you
Hacker,
a
are you
question.
serious?
Yes.
Are you
So
serious?
Yeah.
He's not on
Yo, Hacker,
Shakur's
what did you
level.
just say? What you said, Hacker?
I
He
said
said he's
that.
not on Shakur's level.
No, he's
Herrera.
not.
He's not.
Herrera's
All right,
not
so
on
this is my
Shakur's
thing,
He's
level.
right?
not.
If you're
Yeah.
gonna say that Herrera's not a Shakur level, then you could say Artem is not. You could say Padley's not. You could say Yoshino's not. Not only that,
They're not.
Yoshino
all
was
right.
right.
They're
Not
At
only
not.
least
that, he fought Kid
6.
Austin. He had to get special permission because he wasn't even ranked in the WBC. He was ranked
Yeah,
number
I
40.
agree.
So you can't sit there and say that he's gonna pick somebody from another sanctioned body who's ranked number 40, who's never even fought a 12-round fight, hasn't even
Right.
fought a title contender before. But you got a problem with Herrera, who has a deep amateur background and actually has gold medals and silver medals, to my understanding.
If Shakur,
Well, how
here's the
many
problem.
title
Here's the
contenders has he
problem with
fought?
that. Huh?
Repeat that.
How many title contenders has he fought?
None.
Not as many as him or Schofield didn't fight nobody really, but if I'm looking at it
It
on
was like
paper,
number 2 in the
if I'm
WBA.
looking at
At
it
least
on
it was
paper, you
So let
can't
me
say
something.
get
that.
this straight. So let me get this straight, Mr. Shelton. You're going purely on rankings. Is that what you're saying? On who Shakur should be fighting? You're going purely on rankings.
I'm a little bit older than y'all, so I don't go with all this stuff that people hear. I go with who you fought and who you beat. And
And so I
Herrera
don't even
ain't
like
fought
Herrera like that.
nobody.
What are you talking about?
Herrera ain't fought nobody and ain't beat nobody.
But you
and
can't
who
say
did
that
Kid
because he's
Austin
ranked
fight
number
and
10 in
beat?
the WBC, though, bro.
Herrera. I mean,
So Herrera was ranked
King,
Nobody
number
and
10
you don't
in
even
the
nobody.
like Herrera.
WBC,
Why are
and it's
you
not because
going
Hold
for
on,
this?
let Big Supreme go. Go ahead, Big Supreme.
yeah, Hacker, you gotta control yourself, bro. Please. So what I'm saying is Herrera is ranked in the WBC at number 10. So he's obviously fought title contenders or some. They're not like world beaters and all like that, but they're enough for him to get ranked. So my thing is with Pally, he wasn't ranked at all. The week that
Yeah,
he got ranked is because he was about to fight Shakur. We know what that is.
yeah.
So
It's a late
I feel
replacement.
like if he's good enough to fight a Austin Schofield or fight a Herrera, I mean this guy Pally, then Herrera should get a shot too. He's already ranked number 10. He's on the come out on the rise. He seems like a dangerous opponent. Why not set us up and get him out of there? I think that
Well,
he'll get full credit for that.
there's a
Okay,
road to
let me ask
Milligan
one question before Hacker goes.
that'll be
Let
a
me ask
crazy.
one question before Hacker goes. Who's number 3 at lightweight the WBC?
I'll have to look that up.
I don't know.
I know.
Okay, whoever number 3
Say it
is,
again. Say it again more.
whoever number 3 is in the lightweight division in the WBC, whoever's ranked number 3, that's who Herrera should fight next. And if you beat the number 3 guy, you get your shot.
The number 3 guy's Ricardo Nunez. That's the dude that Tank stopped.
Okay, fight him. Fight him.
But why he has to fight him if he's calling out Shakur?
Because Shakur is the champion.
Because Shakur is the champion. He's the champion.
Hold on, y'all. Let me read this real quick, and then let's ask my question real quick, and y'all can get back to the conversation. Ray Davis said, "I disagree. Herrera isn't a name. He's just a guy who coming up. Kid Austin was taken to despite Tank not fighting him as his number 2, and Shakur attempting to have said he took his challenger." That makes sense to y'all?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
So basically, Tank is the WBA champion.
All right, so let me this is what I was about to ask. So I was asking, like, why did Shakur Stevenson get booed in Saudi? And then Boxing Hacker said, well, was that you, Boxing Hacker, or was that T? Somebody was telling me that that's a lie. He didn't get booed in Saudi. And I'm like, he did get booed in Saudi.
Nah, I saw that fight. He absolutely got booed.
And so they were saying that Padley fans were there and they were booing him. And so I'm thinking in my head, like, Padley took the fight on 2-day notice. How he got fans there to boo?
I don't think it's fans. Social media is worldwide. So, like, of course,
so the Saudis was booing him?
I mean, Saudi is a place that has different people. So the people gonna like.
Well, the bigger question is,
he had no reason to be getting booed in Saudi.
The bigger question is,
Peach, be quiet. She's asking Hacker a question.
I don't understand. Like, he shouldn't have been getting booed in Saudi. I don't understand that.
So yeah, I mean, Saudi
if Padley had fans there, then the fight wasn't on 2 days' notice, because you're not just finna up and go to Saudi Arabia in 2 days.
Yeah, I don't know how many fans were for Padley or not, but for Shakur to get booed, there's gonna be people that like him, people that don't like him. It's natural.
How do they not like him?
Floyd Mayweather go to different countries, and he got booed by people too.
He's not Floyd Mayweather though.
I didn't say he was, but it's still the same kind of dynamic.
He's not even known like Floyd Mayweather. It's not
I didn't say he was either, but it's still the same dynamic, especially when you have in the boxing world.
Did Padley win the fight?
Shakur is well known in the boxing world. He may not. You may say he's not well known as like let's say like the common people world. But as far as the boxing world know, like boxing fans, most people know who Shakur is.
Did Padley win the fight? Is my question.
No, Padley lost the fight.
Then what are we talking about? What are we talking about? They booed him, so what? Did Padley win the fight? No.
I think you're missing the point, Mr. Shelton. The point that she's trying to make is, how did he get fans there on such short notice? I think that's.
No, I don't think it was fair. I think social media. There are people there that just didn't
I
like.
don't think there was fans there. I think people were bored with the fight and they booed. They do that everywhere. So it's not just to do it in Saudi. They do it in Jersey. They do it in Texas. They do it in California. They do it everywhere.
They didn't do it after the fight was over and the winner was announced. So that makes no sense.
Well, they obviously they booed it. They could. Was it a decision or did Padley get stopped?
He got stopped.
Okay, so they just didn't like Shakur. That's what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be another question.
Why is he disliked all the way across the country?
So yeah, like so the thing is, when you're like a fighter, like that happens. It's just something that happens. It's not something that's far fetched.
Let Teach get his words off.
You have Floyd Mayweather, one of the biggest stars, go to like UK and he gets booed. Go to different places, he gets booed. Places
go ahead, Teach. Go ahead, Teach.
Go ahead, Teach.
Yeah. So 2 cents. All you gotta do is just go watch Padley's interview. He had his fans in the crowd pretty much, and they were the one who booed.
How did he have fans in the crowd?
Hey, again, you want the proof? Go watch the interview with Padley.
I don't not believe that he had fans. I'm saying, how did he get fans to Saudi Arabia on 2 days' notice? Is he that big of a fighter? Like, how did he do that?
Remember, Turkey spent a lot of money. So
he said he had a group there that he was in, like a club or something, and they were the ones who came out to support him. And they were actually the ones booing. Again, you got to go watch the interview with Padley.
They was booing because they didn't want him to get stopped.
No. They were booing after the fight, right? So they pretty much booed because Padley because Shakur beat him up. That's why.
Can y'all stop using words like beat him up, knocked him out? Can y'all just please stop using those words? Because they confuse people.
That's what
They
happened.
really confuse you.
Is that not what happened?
What
That's
happened?
No,
He
that's
beat up Padley.
He beat him up, but what she's trying to say is he ain't really, he wasn't marked up like that. But
What?
he wasn't. He was clean faced, bro.
Yo,
How many
He didn't
rounds?
have no scars on his
Okay,
face. He didn't have
let's
no
not
bruises.
discredit a fighter, bro. Shakur washed Padley.
how
Bro.
many
But
rounds did
Shakur's
Padley
supposed to
win?
win Padley. Is what I'm saying, bro. Like
He
y'all
took the
can't
brakes off
give.
that dude.
How many rounds did he win?
Oh, we gotta get one at a time, y'all. We gotta get one at a
How
time.
many rounds did Padley win?
0.
I mean, they gave him rounds though. On the
You could give
scorecards, they
him
gave
the
him
first
rounds.
round, I guess.
They
Okay,
gave him rounds.
11. 1.
I mean, I say 12-0, but you could give him the first round if you're generous.
Yeah, you can say that. But my problem with Shakur is, like, y'all saying Shakur is an elite. He has elite
I mean,
skills,
I gave him
but
9
he was
since he
fighting though.
started with the
The
9.
same criticism that people have of Tank in his resume really should go to Shakur, because Shakur
That's
ain't
fair
really
way.
fight nobody.
But I want to ask you guys a question though, because you guys keep bringing up Hadier, right?
Yeah,
You're only as good as your last fight. The dude looked trash in his
I don't
last
really like
fight.
Javier. I told GM that a few times.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
So
don't
saying.
really
Why
like
you
him.
defend dude? You know he's
so
not good.
obviously Shakur's not going to fight a guy like that. He's a prospect.
Yeah, but you
Don't
could
say
fight
that.
to fight
Don't say
Pally.
Kid
that, Teach.
Austin.
Don't do that. Don't do
Nah,
that.
That's what I'm
because
saying. Like,
Kid
if you
Austin
could
is
fight Pally or
was
Kid
just
Austin,
about to
you can't
fight
really say
Kid
that.
I would
Austin.
definitely want to
Kid
watch Kid
Austin
Austin.
is Kid Austin to me is better than him right now. Is more proven than him right now. So let's talk about Hadier, right? He's in the WBA. He's ranked somewhere in the WBC. If I were to say let Hadier fight Tank, how would you guys feel about that?
They'll
Go
lose
for it.
again.
But I just
It's
know that
not the
y'all gonna be
same
hating.
Nah,
thing,
a lot
y'all.
of y'all would say it's trash fight.
It's not the
You wouldn't
same
want
thing.
Tank to fight him.
And
It's the
Not the
same.
that's
It's the
what we
same
same
want.
thing.
exact thing.
We're
Lose their
talking
mind,
Why do
strictly
bro.
about
y'all do
Same
that?
thing.
Shakur.
Why do y'all do that?
We're
Why do
talking
y'all
They're
do
strictly
using
that?
about
Why
Shakur.
double
do
standard.
why
That's
do
why.
we no?
Why do
Why do
y'all do
y'all
that?
do that? Why do y'all do that? That's a
Do what?
trash fight, Shakur.
That's a.
He
That's
was
a,
about to fight
But,
Kid Austin. What are we talking about? Now he's
but
above
I mean,
fighting
that's this is a
prospects.
fun
Kid,
fight
Wait,
because it's
Boxing
the
Hacker,
dad.
let me talk.
Kid
Hold on, let me
Austin is
talk.
more proven than
Hold
him.
on, y'all. Let me talk. He was just listen. I'm not trying to degrade this or down Shakur at all. But he was just about to fight Kid Austin. And when I asked, what's the difference between the Javier? Listen, I don't want to see him fight Kid Austin or the Javier dude because step it up. But if he was gonna, I said, what's the difference between the Javier guy and Kid Austin? And they said the number 2 ranking. So if Javier was ranked number 2, y'all wouldn't have no problem with him fighting him.
Yeah, I mean, if he's in contention, he's in contention. But he's not.
But he's not ranked number 2. But he's not ranked at all. So what are we talking about?
He's ranked number
Okay, so
10.
if somebody
I
paid to
just
put him
told
in
you
the
he's ranked number
rankings
10,
like
So,
they
bro.
did
He's
Kid
ranked.
Austin, it would be
He's
okay?
ranked number 10. He in the
He's
top
ranked number
10.
10, bro.
So he should fight
He
number
in the top
9, 8,
10.
or 7, or 6.
Hold
But see,
up.
look,
so
So
why
if
Hacker,
okay,
somebody
look.
paid
why
to move him up, would that be okay?
But Hacker, this is the problem, right? Whenever someone says, like when Tank said, well, Shakur should fight this person, they said Tank is a hater, he's scared of the fight. When you say for him to fight Herrera, well, he should fight the number 8 guy. He should fight the number 7 guy. Like, I don't get it. It's the same thing, bro.
No,
well
wait. So
listen,
you weren't here. I
this is
thought I
what
watched you and Gary Russell fight though. Gary
But why
Anthony.
yeah,
did
that's
why
what
did
I'm
That would be
he
a
saying.
call
nice
out
fight.
the
Why are we
So
talking about Herrera?
Shakur not gonna fight Gary, bro. You bugging.
so,
No,
so this
Shakur
is
said he
what
would.
this is what I believe you guys want to do, right? Y'all want to continue giving Shakur like no name fights, so when a no name beats him, you guys get happy about it. That's what's happening
Who's
What are
right
you
us
now.
though?
talking about?
Shakur's
He's
taking a
the
That's
fight
one
what's
that
against
fights
happening
no
right
name
now.
fighters.
They want.
He's
Listen,
the
you
hold on,
have
time
you
out,
have
time
That
out,
one
don't
time
make no
out,
fight.
time
sense,
out,
bro.
time out,
But
time out. Teach,
listen
let
to
me
this.
explain.
Let me get
No,
one
no,
thing
teach,
out.
teach.
Be
We
quiet.
have
Hold on,
we
teach,
have
hold on,
Hattie,
teach,
yeah.
hold on,
We have
teach. Hold
all right.
on, teach. What do you mean we want him to fight? Listen,
I'll tell
I
you.
want Shakur to fight bigger name fighters. Of course I do. But
I'll tell you exactly why.
No, hold on. He's the one that doesn't fight big name fighters. Teach him. It's not nothing we doing. I don't understand why y'all doing that.
So let me
He's
tell
the
you.
one that don't fight big name fighters. Not
because they be ducking him.
us putting that on him.
Everybody
Let me
ducking
tell
this
you
nigga.
why,
I don't
right?
see that.
So
Yeah.
why do big name why do big name fighters duck Shakur, but he could find fights with the other fighters? Like that don't make sense, y'all.
Let me tell you
Because
why,
It
right?
doesn't make
We
sense.
have names. We have names
Hey,
to Shakur out there, right? So we have Zepeda, right? We have Antoine Russell recently came out, right? He's talking about Tio, and we have Javier in the mix, right? Out of those four names that we mentioned, who's the worst opponent for Shakur?
Gary
Yeah, but then you
Antoine
neglecting
Russell.
that those guys' names
Javier.
at 140.
No. I'm talking about big name fights. Like who's the
But those guys
worst?
is at 140, bro. So you
Gary.
can't say that when Shakur
No,
says he doesn't want to go to 140.
He
He
no.
names
Shakur could go to
140
He
one.
pounds
called
and
out
then
Tio
compared
at
to
No,
Hold on,
Shakur.
hold
Shakur.
on, y'all gotta
Shakur.
let Boxing Hacker and Teach. Y'all gotta let people talking so everybody can understand. When they listen to the playback, that stuff be hard to hear because y'all be talking over each other.
That's true. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you saying Gary, you saying Tio, you're naming 140 pounders, bro. And then Shakur, by his own volition, said that he doesn't want to go to 140. So why not fight the guy that you mentioned out of those names that's at 135? He's ranked number 10 at WBC. He's calling you out. He wants smoke. Shakur whole thing is nobody wants to fight him. Everybody's running scared. Well, this guy clearly talking shit and saying he wants smoke. So why not go get him?
Okay, so just,
Why?
let me just
Who is this guy?
let me
And who was talking about this guy 2 days ago?
hold on,
Nobody.
let me respond to him because I think Supreme's late to the party. So if you look on Shakur's Twitter right now, he say he's willing to fight Gary Antoine Russell.
Exactly.
He also say he will go to 140 to fight T.O. So those two things were said by
I
Shakur.
don't believe him at all, bro.
So then that
I
brings
mean,
Tito
It's not a
Mercado back.
matter of it's not a matter of
Originally,
believing.
originally he said he didn't want to fight Tito because Tito was at 140, but now you jumping up to 140 to fight Tio. So Tio
Wait, you
has a
saying
fight. Why
Tio
not
or
fight Tito
Tito?
Mercado?
no, T.O. Fimo Lopez.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think so.
but Tito, remember Tito Mercado called him out and he said
That's
he
what
didn't
I'm
want to fight him
saying.
because he was at
This
140. But now
this
you
is
calling out Tio,
That's
who
a
is at
smaller
140.
fight.
No, listen,
That's
Hacker.
a
The
smaller
problem is,
fight.
this is what she's trying to say, right?
Yeah.
There's guys that are clearly calling this man out saying, we want to fight. Shakur's a bitch. He's this, that, and the third. And he
Yeah.
doesn't say nothing, right? But
Okay.
then he's running around looking for these other fighters where they're busy or they having a training camp or they have an opponent in line. And he's saying that these guys are ducking him. So
Yeah.
you're saying nobody wants to fight you, but then you got multiple people saying that you scared. What's up?
But
So what's going on?
listen here.
Hold on, let me
Listen
get
to
the
this.
super chat. Hold on, y'all. Shout out to GM with the 4.99 in the super chat. He says at Hacker WBC number 6 Cordina trash. Number 7 Abdullah brother. Number 8 Artem rematch. Number 9 Denny's pull it up for me Supreme. Shout
Okay.
out GM.
Let
Hold
me
on,
just
Boxing Hacker. You gotta take a second to read that.
yeah.
Don't just gloss over. See, you just be glossing over stuff.
No, I saw it. But if you look at
you
it,
understand what he's saying though.
yeah, but he's wrong, right? Because number 6, number 7 number 8 Artem. He was supposed to fight Frank Martin. Frank Martin pulled out, right? So let's just take the Artem thing. So he ended up fighting the person Frank Martin beat. So that's just how that happened. I don't know why we didn't put Abdullah Mason. Him and Abdullah Mason were never planning to fight each other. The only reason Cordina even came up to the mix was because the Peta pulled out. Somebody's always pulling out for Shakur. Shakur wants the big fights, And at the end of the day, like the people that y'all mentioned,
Always pulling out for Shakur is strange.
Tito Mercado, whatever his name, he's not close to the ranking either. So Shakur wants to fight the top fighters. That person just named is not one of the top fighters.
But again, Hacker, the reason why
Out
that
of
goes against your narrative, bro, because Austin Schofield was ranked number 40, and they had to get special permission
He's
for
also
that
ranked
fight to
number 2
happen.
in the WBA. Right. You're right. But
You
guess
understand what I'm saying? So you
yeah,
can't
but
bring up the
wait.
rankings and
But
saying
let's
they're
say the
not
whole
ranked or they
story.
ranked
Hold
too low.
on, one at a time. Go ahead, Big Supreme.
But Supreme, tell the whole story though. Zepeda pulled out before that fight happened, right?
Well,
All right,
Zepeda
again,
pulled
Zepeda
out. The
said,
number
listen, I'm
1
having a
contender
baby,
pulled
and
out.
he said, I'm having a baby, and we can schedule the fight somewhere around November.
But
He
my
said
question still
no.
stands true.
Now listen,
He
he
pulled
said
out.
no. Listen, he said
Yes.
no, and still
Okay.
fought around that same time. You
Who did
understand?
you
So it's like
Who did you want him to fight?
Boxing
I would
Hacker,
want him to fight
let Big
Zepeda.
Supreme go.
Zepeda pulled out. So who else did you
Not hear
want him
what
to
I
fight
just
then?
said, bro. I said Zepeda said, listen, I'm having a baby. Can we
Yes.
reschedule it for sometime later around November? Shakur said no.
Okay, so who do you want him to fight after that?
Not
Like
Kid
y'all
Austin,
always say,
not
who's
Pavy.
ranked
Well,
next?
who? You see
Who's
the
ranked
problem?
next?
The people these
I
these
wanna
fighters
He
say,
could
"Oh,
have
he's
fought
fighting
Sam
more
Noakes if you want to say that
competition."
because Jadir Herrera is on Queensberry with Frank
Herrera can't
and,
beat you and I
Sam
both
Noakes is a
know
Frank
Herrera
Warren
can't beat
fighter.
no.
Sam Noakes was decent. Why not
You and
fight
I
Sam
both
Noakes?
know he has
He's a power puncher, 16 wins,
oh my
15
god,
knockouts. Why
against
not?
who, man? Who is
I
he
just
knocking
want
out?
The
They
Commonwealth
told me
champ.
he ain't fought nobody,
Come
Supreme.
on,
They
man.
said he ain't fought nobody. So I guess
No,
Shakur gonna
I
have
ain't
to
saying he ain't
kill his
fought
own
nobody.
son.
He's not near championship status yet.
Oh
So
my
there's
God.
no
How you
point.
say
It's
that?
not
And
the
he's
like if
ranked
you
number 4 in the WBC,
no,
bro.
if they can make
You can't
if
determine
they
if a
can make
person's not ready if they
Shakur
got a
versus
high
Gary
ranking like that,
Antoine,
bro.
why are we talking about Shakur versus Herrera when we're
Because
literally here
Gary's at
saying
140. And
both
then I
Gary?
just seen somebody
Did
in the
you not?
chat say that
Hold on,
Gary was
Boxing
willing to
Hacker.
come back
Boxing
down
Hacker.
to.
Let's move it around the panel. Go ahead, Big Supreme, and
Yeah,
go
I'm just
ahead,
finish
T.
that up and let everybody else go. But so now, Gary
Yeah.
said he'll come down to 135, right, to fight Tank. And people said that, look, Tank is draining another fighter. Why does he have to go to 135? Why he can't go up? So my thing is, that shouldn't mean nothing if Gary said he's willing to go down to 135 when Shakur's saying he want to go up there. And like I said, Sam Noakes is at Frank Warren in Queensberry. He's ranked number 4. He has a high knockout ratio. The last 3 fights he's had has been 12 rounders. And I think he got the Commonwealth belt. So why not fight him then? If you're using that logic, but then you're saying he's nobody. So who we supposed to fight then?
So here's the thing, right? Gary Antoine just had an interview today. I think it was. I don't know if it was recorded today. Actually, I'm gonna say that he had a recent interview, and he said that he doesn't know how even the Shakur conversation started, but he knew Shakur for years, and he said they're gonna talk about it. And if that avenue opens up, they're gonna make it open up. Shakur also agreed on Twitter. If you go to his Twitter feed right now, it's probably one of the most recent tweets saying that he's ready to fight. He's open to fight Gary Antoine. So if they're agreeing, why are we talking about Herrera, who's ranked number 10, when these guys are two of the top five?
He also called out Tio though.
Yeah, Teal's probably not gonna agree because you know who Teal is. Teal just like Ryan. Ryan said he would fight Shakur, and then he turned around and didn't want to fight him no more. You know.
So it has nothing to do with the fact that Tio has a fight coming up.
Yeah, so we don't even need to bring Teal's name into it, right? But
Shakur
Gary
brought his
Antoine's
name into
open,
it.
and Shakur is open. So why is Herrera even
Hold
in the same
on.
dimension?
Go ahead, Ty.
No, he said we don't need to bring Tito into it. I said Shakur brought him into it. Because
Yeah.
he was mad that Tio tweeted back at Herrera since Herrera was calling him out. He got mad and then called out Tio.
Andy Cruz, I think Shelton said Andy Cruz would be a good fight too, but I don't think they're gonna call. I don't think Andy Cruz will call for that fight, but that'll be a good fight.
I mean, he called them out too. I ain't
I
say him
mean,
say nothing to Andy Cruz because Andy Cruz been calling him out too. He's
I
just
mean,
not
and that's my
disrespectful because
question. Like, who
that'll
do
be a
y'all
good
want to see? Who do y'all want to see Shakur fight? Like, besides Tank, I hear who Shakur's too good to fight, but I never hear who y'all want to see him fight. And we're not talking about Tank. Like, let's talk about Shakur without Tank. He got his own thing going on right now. So
I would love.
who do y'all want to see Shakur fight? Like, I don't even have like, oh, I want to see Shakur fight this person, because I think the reality of it is that Shakur Stevenson is having issues with his hands and he needs to heal. And he clearly hurt his hands in his last fight. And the expectation of him fighting a T.O. or Gary Antoine, to me, is unrealistic because 1, they're at 140. 2, his hands aren't healed. 3, especially with Gary, there might not be the greatest style matchups for him. But nope, it seems like everybody want to gloss over the fact that he needs to get his hands together before he does anything else, really. And if he's able to focus on healing and getting his hands together and still be able to fight and win fights, then I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But let's not act like that's what I'm saying. Like, let's not act like that's not the reality and what's going on with him. And I don't understand why nobody is being for real. Like, I don't get
they're
it.
gonna fight tomorrow. Like, let's say they agree to fight. That's like at least 6 months out, right? That's all the way in the fall, or like, so whatever he needs to do, I'm sure they'll figure it out from there. But like, if you're gonna ask me who he should fight or I would like to see him fight, I mean, like I said, Gary Antoine, if that fight can happen, I think that fight will be fire. I think
I just told you why that fight wouldn't happen, Boxing Hacker.
So they both, like, I heard what you said, but they're both agreeing to it. So yeah, at the
Who's
end,
agreeing? Nobody's agreed
I don't
to
think
it.
Gary coming up with
Nobody's
that.
agreed
Gary,
to it.
I don't know. Did you guys
Nobody's agreed
did y'all
to
not
it.
see the interview? Gary is agreeing to it. Shakur is agreeing to it on Twitter.
Said, if the money's right, that's not agreeing to it. That's I'm gonna
And guess
act
who
like
got the
money's
money?
not right.
Turkey. If Turkey put up money,
I
he's
ain't gonna
gonna
lie.
fight.
I'll be shocked if he fight Gary. I don't think he fight Gary.
When I talked to Gary, he
I
didn't mention
underestimate
Shakur
Shakur,
at
man. I
all.
don't get it. Gary's tight too. They're both tight fighters.
What did he say when you talked to him, Mr. Greg?
He didn't mention Shakur at all. And what I'm looking at for Shakur, because we know he got the hand issues and he got to heal up and so forth. The guys who are calling him out, who are being called lesser fighters, are most likely one or two of them are going to be the ones he actually fights. He's not going to get the fights that we want to get right now, and he's not ready physically, in my opinion. So that's why you can't mention Tank. That's why he shouldn't even be talking about T.O. I get why he's doing it, because he's not ready for those particular fights physically. So the lesser guys like Herrera and others, those are the guys he more than likely are going to be fighting next.
I don't
So
think so.
Right.
the
So
conversation, even though that might not be what we want, that's
exactly.
probably what's going to happen.
Right. So at the end of the day, we don't really know how realistic any of these fights are. And we don't know who Shakur is going to fight. But who I want to see him fight, he may not fight. But I want him to see him fight Antoine or Zepeda. All right. We may say Antoine is not a realistic fight. Javier is definitely not a realistic fight because of his last fight. Even the commentators are saying that he's not ready for Shakur. You think Frank Warren is going to do that?
Yeah, I don't
But
think he's ready
if
for
So
Shakur,
Shakur.
if
with
Shakur,
the
if Shakur fight fighters
with
off a
the
loss, why he won't fight a fighter off a bad
so
performance?
so going back to the people who are calling Shakur out, we have Antoine. So I feel like the focus should be on Shakur and Antoine and not Javier.
Nah, you can't say that
Teach,
because
that fight's not happening, bro. I
Andy
just
Cruz
told
called
you
And
him
the
that
out
too,
too.
Javier
bro.
and the listen to fans. We don't
That
know
would be a
whether
mistake for him to
we,
take that fight
but
right now if his hands
we
are
don't
healed.
know if any of these fights are realistic. We don't know. But what we
We
could
don't
say
know if we're
right
gonna wake
now,
up tomorrow. I
what
mean,
we
you
could
can't
say
use that
right
as an
now is
argument.
with the fights that's on with the fights that are talked about now, with Antoine calling him out, with Shakur saying he wants to fight Tio, those are more realistic than a Hadier fight.
Wait a
And
minute.
so
How is him going to 140 more realistic,
He
Teach?
said
so
he
I
What
was.
does that
want
mean?
He's
Shakur
not.
to
He's
fight
not even
Antoine.
giving any thought to that Javier fight. So, from perspective, from what we're hearing from him, he has no interest in Javier, but he has
Yeah,
more interest in Tio and Antoine. So, and like I said, to me, if those fights happen, I think those would be amazing fights.
Shakur
I
and Antoine would be a way better fight.
yeah,
And
like
this is and
I
this is
don't
what
know
I mean.
where this
And this is
Herrera
my point. Hold on,
train
boxing
came from.
hacker. And this is my point when I say what Shakur does to his fans with the over promising and under delivering.
Oh,
He's not fighting If he fights Russell, I'd be like highly
I'll be
surprised
shocked.
because
I ain't gonna
yo,
lie.
I mean I'd be
he's
shocked.
saying
I'd be like my mouth would my jaw would drop all the way to the floor like a
Supreme.
cartoon.
You know who they did? I said this about Kid Austin, right? I
How you
said
gonna cut me off, boxing hacker?
my bad too, son. Go ahead.
If he fights Russell, I'd be shocked. Like because honestly, if he's because he doesn't seem to be healed. His hands have been hurt his last 7 fights. He's had surgery. He just hurt his hand again in his last fight. Y'all got to take that into consideration when y'all going to think about the level of competition he's going to fight. And I'm not hating on him. I'm just being realistic. Y'all are not. He's not going to move to 140, in my opinion. If he moved to 140, I'd be shocked because he just got to 35. Why would he leave 35 and go to 40?
So he has a thing,
It's plenty of smoke at 35.
And that's the smoke that Gary wants to smoke at 140 because he wants to unify. I'm going by what he said, not what this new. I didn't hear the interview you're speaking about, boxing hacker.
You
So it
gotta watch
doesn't
the
make
interview.
sense that somebody who got the problem that Shakur has to actually fight his next fight, somebody like Gary or even Boots. Did I say Boots?
he said
What?
Boots.
I
Why
don't
would
think
he
he's
go to
fighting Gary.
47?
Nah, he made a mistake.
Made a
He
mistake,
ain't
right?
fighting
He made a
Gary,
mistake.
bro. I ain't gonna lie.
But
Gary,
What?
I think
but yeah, Mr. Greg,
Zepeda
you
has
gotta
the
watch
Bill.
the
Zepeda's
interview.
the interim champion, right? Zepeda's the interim champion at 35. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
WBC interim.
So he should fight him next. After Zepeda, if he beats Zepeda, he should fight Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz number 1. That's who
I
he
agree
should be
with that.
fighting his next 2
That's
fights.
fire. That's a good little matchup for
That's
him.
who he should be fighting his next
But
2
I mean,
fights.
I agree.
if to be fair, Andy Cruz is a prospect too, ain't he?
No, he's ranked number 1. He's in contention.
How many
Yeah,
fights?
When
he
you're
he's
got?
ranked number one by a
after
sanctioning body,
Pettis.
you're no longer a prospect. You are a
Yeah.
contender.
Yeah,
You're
Cruz is
both
Okay,
a
definitely
so
ranked
prospect and
number
a
oh,
one.
okay,
contender.
okay. So long as you okay, I'm starting to see how y'all think now. Okay, so if
Yeah,
you
but
rank,
two cents, you know the difference though, because you have an eye test, so you know the difference. 2 cents.
I know, but
I
that's
mean,
the
it's
same thing
based
I
on
was saying
rankings,
about
though.
Austin and the other guy. Y'all said he
Yeah,
was ranked number 2. That was the only difference.
But
yeah.
the
I
fight
mean,
don't get made on the eye test. The fight gets made on who's going to finance it and how much money is going to be spent.
Not, but I'm
yeah.
saying like a good fight, like Andy Cruz would be a good fight for Shakur, right? Even though he's at the fights that he's at right now, he has limited amount of fights, but that's a good test for Shakur. You could base it off of the eye test as well.
But Andy Cruz, and also your contender to me, you can challenge for a title. So Andy Cruz has earned that right. So he's a prospect and a contender.
But is there anything wrong with all of them at Insecure's weight class calling them out?
Yeah, you can call out a champion, but
And if you can get the fight, and you got the fight because you called them out, regardless of what your status is, if you get the fight,
that happens sometimes. But you also jump in the line, right?
huh?
Yeah, that happens sometimes, but you also jump in the line. So
That
like,
happens all the time. Somebody
yeah,
jumps the line.
yeah,
So
but Shakur has no obligation. There's no like if Shakur says no to him, like
I'm
it's
not
not
saying that Shakur got to say yeah. But I am saying is if you're
Yeah.
in the top 10, call out the champ and see if you can get the fight.
No, that's
Shout
good.
out, hold on, y'all. Shout out to GM with the $2 in the super chat. He says, "Hacker, that is the current rankings, bro." Shout out GM. Let me pull up these rankings. I think somebody had dropped them in the super
Yeah, these
chat.
guys should
Yeah,
get.
I was gonna ask you that if you, because I know sometimes the stuff be getting banned. So like, is it all right for me to pull them up?
Oh yeah, y'all can share y'all screen. I forgot.
Yeah, you can. Right.
Yeah, go
Well, you
ahead.
can do it if you want.
I
I
got
just
it pulled up, but
The
I want y'all to
rankings
do
are
it.
fine.
Yeah, I sent you the rank. It's 2 cents.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
video
got
is
them.
fine.
But, I'm gonna see if Ty pull them up. Hold on, we got another super chat. Shout out to the GM back in the super chat, supporting the channel with the 199. He said, "Y'all arguing the wrong thing. Muff like me only calling for Jadir next because we know it's Cordina next. Of course, we prefer Gar over Zapata." Shout out GM for the $4.99 in the super chat, man. So, what y'all think about Cordina? If what y'all gonna say if he fight Cordina next?
I mean, I don't like
That's,
that.
You're not going to say
that's
Ryan,
nothing.
very far from Gary Russell.
yeah,
You're not
Ryan
going to say
fight Gary
nothing.
Russell.
Wait, y'all talking at the same time?
I
Yeah.
personally Ryan fight Gary Russell. You know, that's me. I personally would like that fight more. You know,
Yeah, I
but
want to see him fight.
would.
like I said,
More.
Shakur is in an interesting scenario where he didn't get big. It's hard for him to get fights. But if I have to say, I would like to see him fight one of the top fighters.
But Boxing Hacker, how can you continue to say it's hard for him to get fights when there's several people calling his name?
They're
And
they're not in contention.
Boxing Hacker,
Yeah,
okay.
he's a champion. He's
Okay.
like it's like somebody calling your favorite fighter out like, and they're no like look at him. He's all the way to the bottom of number 10. You know, if he fights him and wins, he was supposed to win. He's gonna be like a massive underdog.
But shouldn't you be fighting somebody in the top 10? Like, ain't that the standard?
Yeah, but look at the okay. Like maybe Tevin Farmer might be okay. Who knows? I feel like most people like he's been calling out the top fighters, but they don't want to fight him. You know.
So this is what I'm saying, right? And this is for the whole panel, right? Isn't the standard, because I don't know how to say it. I mean, I guess the ranking thing's cool, but listen, isn't the standard as long as you fighting a fighter in the top 10?
No.
Like that's what's okay. Like as long as you like at least you ain't fighting number 12 or 15, you fight somebody in the top 10. Or don't you get to a point where you should be fighting somebody in the top 5?
If you're a contender,
Who's number 2, 2 cents? Who's number 2?
Tevin Farmer.
So why are we skipping Tevin Farmer for Herrera?
Because
Tevin Farmer is fighting Zapata.
Yeah.
Okay, who's number 3? Why are we skipping him for Herrera?
2 cents. I
Because
want
Why
to
are we
Herrera
ask.
skipping
called
number
him out.
4 for number 10? Why are we
It's
skipping number
because
4 for number
Herrera,
10? Why are we
because
skipping number
Herrera.
5 for number 10?
Listen, Mr.
You see
Shelton,
where
we're
I'm going
not
with this?
skipping. We're not
Well, I guess the
skipping.
same reason that Kid Austin was number 40 but moved up.
2 cents. Can I
Kid
ask you
Austin was
this?
never number 40.
2
He wasn't
cents.
a player in
2
WBC.
cents out of the top
Number 2
10.
in WBA.
Out of the top 10, which ones are realistic? Out of the top 10.
Tevin Farmer,
Andy Cruz, maybe.
Joe Cordina.
Tevin Farmer's fighting on the 29th of this month, so I doubt he's available.
I don't know who Sam. Who is Sam? I don't know who Sam. Can y'all read that?
No, it doesn't matter. He's number 4. Throw him in there.
Sam Nooks is a dude Shakur, sparred with over in he sparred with him over in
But he's
England.
not number 10. He's number 4.
Yeah.
What about this Ricardo
Okay, throw him in
Nunez?
there.
Yeah, those are all okay fights, but Andy Cruz would be the best fight for Shakur though. But
Shakur's not fighting Andy Cruz.
So you have 4 names.
If Shakur was gonna fight Andy Cruz, he would have stayed at top rank.
Andy Cruz is with Matchroom.
Andy Cruz is with Matchroom.
Oh no. Andy Cruz is with Matchroom. That's Abdullah Mason. Andy Cruz is with Matchroom.
Yeah.
But they definitely ain't saying nothing about that fight. They ain't
that should be the easiest to make, ain't it? That would be the easiest to make, ain't it?
Hey, Herb knows better. Andy Cruz
should be.
Andy Cruz is a growing
That should be
talent.
the easiest fight to make.
But Shakur is already arrived, That'll be
I mean, Andy Cruz is like 30, bro.
Yeah.
Huh?
Andy Cruz is 30. How long you gonna wait?
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem too. His age.
Is Shakur? Isn't this his last fight with Matchroom? Wasn't that his last fight with Matchroom?
Boxing Hacker, who can fight Shakur? Boxing Hacker.
That's it. Andy Cruz is.
How about we get Hacker to fight Shakur?
Tell your man to lace him up, man.
One thing we know for sure is Javier is not available. So get him out of here.
Just because you're not, y'all think that just because you're not ranked up here, you're not good? What if you just haven't had your opportunity yet?
No, he's good, but
it's not what I think. It's what the ratings think. The ratings say he's not good.
He's 10 now, but he's not available.
This is like 10 out of like 1,000.
But hold on, let me ask a question. Does this mean that he's not good, or he just hasn't had his opportunity to move up? Just because I'm ranked number 10 doesn't mean I'm not good. I just got here. It don't mean I'm not good. It mean I haven't had
why don't you fight number 5?
Hold on, y'all stop.
Then why don't you fight number 5 or number 4?
Hold on, Mr. Shelton. Just because I'm ranked number 10, right? I could be better than number 6. I could be better than Joe Cordina, but I haven't had my opportunity to show it. So to look at this and be like, oh, you're not that good because you ranked number 10. First of all, I'm ranked number 10. So how can you say I'm not that good?
So you want him to show it against Shakur and not some other
Joe
guys?
Cordina?
No, I'm not saying. I don't think he should fight Shakur. I'm not saying.
I think Javier and Abdullah Mason will be the fight, though. Javier and Abdullah Mason will be a good fight for both those guys. It'll be a tough fight, but I think it'll be a good fight.
When you break into the top 10, that means you are available to fight the champ, regardless of how you might feel about it. Now, those guys in the top 10 can end up fighting each other, and most of the time it does happen. But from number 1 to number 10 makes you available to the champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember that's a Frank Warren.
David Hussein on the panel.
Yo, salute to salute to everybody on the panel.
What up, David? What's your 2 cents, David?
What's up, brother?
What's up, Sheldon? I just came up here to say that I think Shakur is ducking this dude, bro. I don't think that he should be focusing on Tio right now because Tio got a fight lined up, right? And I just came up here to say I just had 2 debates on BF channel. I just want y'all to come back and go back and look it up. So since I rock with y'all, so I want y'all to go back. I want y'all to go and watch it, bro. I was debating.
I'm gonna check it out tomorrow morning.
He was debating.
That's
Black
what's up, OG.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Black Truth won.
The judges said Truth won, and it was a draw. 1 round he won, and there was a draw, and Truth won the 3rd round, right? I think we had the 5th round. We had 5 rounds, right? But I had another debate right after that against a Roach fan, I guess. So I cooked him. So I had 2 debates in one night.
You had a debate
yeah, I mean, Well, not really a Roach fan, but you was standing up for Roach, right? You were standing up for
A
Roach,
Tank
and I was standing
hater.
up for
Yeah,
Tank. So
Tank hater. Yeah,
No,
Tank hater.
they're both Tank fans, but
yeah,
they have
Roach have no
Well, Roach
basically.
got no. Roach got fans all of a sudden now.
They're not really
But
I
Tank
mean,
but
that's
what?
good
fans.
for him.
But
They're
Good for
haters.
him. Good for him. Good for him.
so it was a bare knuckle debate. So BM is gonna post it on his playlist, right? That was my second time debating on bare knuckle debate, but now it was 2 times in a row. So at least I got a W officially because that chat is crazy. That chat is against Tank. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
had to
was in
get,
hostile territory.
yeah,
you're me, but you're me in their world, huh?
Boxing hacker,
yeah.
you
So
you
yeah,
create the hostile environment.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I'm glad you came up, bro. I'm glad you won. I just wanted to ask 2 cents.
Congratulations, David. Hold on.
Why
Give David
can't
a round of
the
applause.
number 10
Y'all
guy
give David a round
prove
of
himself
applause.
against the number 4 guy?
Hold on. Y'all give David a round of applause.
David, my man. I'm gonna watch you tomorrow morning,
yes
bro.
sir,
Check you out.
All right, now what's
yes
your
sir.
question, Mr. Shelton?
Yes sir. It's
My
been a
question
minute,
to you
Shelton. It's
was
been a minute, bro.
it's been a while, bro. It's been a while. My question to you, 2 cents, was why can't the number 10 guy fight the number 5 guy and prove that he belongs in the top 10? Or the number 7 guy?
Yeah, I'm not saying he can't. But my whole
I'm saying
point
he
is
should. I'm saying that he should.
he could, but just like Mr. Greg was saying, once you're in the top 10, you get your shot at the champion. We don't gotta keep the 5 guy, the 7 guy. If these fights ain't available, or if I'm calling you out, then I don't see the big deal in making a fight. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
if the champ decides to
They
fight
can
you, see,
fight
because he
the
is
5.
the champ.
See, this is the problem that I have with some of you people. Like
Yeah.
the sheer audacity that y'all think Shakur can just pull these fighters is really ridiculous to me. When y'all run around here saying people are ducking him, then when people are stepping up to fight him, y'all acting like he too good to fight them. I mean, like, let's really be realistic. As Tucson pointed out before, he has hand issues. So all these fights are like, oh, please, who is this guy? I mean, what has he done? What is he? So fight him then. He was quick to fight Kid Austin when he claimed Kid Austin was talking crap or whatever he said. He made that fight quickly. I don't care that Kid Austin was moved up to number 2 because he would have fought him, in my opinion, any damn way because he think he can beat him. The point I'm making is Shakur only fights people he thinks he can beat, and that is my biggest problem with him.
But
You said,
the
Hold
caveat
on,
right
hold on.
now.
you said
Shout
the
out
correct
to
thing.
Tony Reviews on the panel.
What's up, Tony?
Oh, T is back.
What's up, Tony? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Well, what is the debate? Where y'all at this moment, so I can
Tony,
give
can
my
you
2
write
cents?
something in the chat so I can wrench you up? I had to take a
Uh,
couple people wrenches because y'all was like had the super wrenches. I don't know why y'all had the super wrenches, but
hold on, give me a second because I got to get back on YouTube. Hold on.
Hey, Ty, but the caveat to that is that Shakur thinks he can
I
be
am gonna give some people super wrenches because
I
y'all can
mean,
get fucked up.
you're right about that, Ty. Shakur is too good for him. That's
Yeah.
So, really fast.
Yeah,
2
facts,
cents.
Queen. Facts,
Hey,
Queen.
2
All right,
cents.
go
You
ahead.
asked me a question. What's my 2 cents? What are y'all talking about at this moment? Because I didn't
We're
hear
talking
anything.
Shakur
about
fighting the number 10 guy. What's his
we're
name?
talking
Herrera.
about
Shakur
Shakur
fighting that guy.
Stevenson and his next opponent, basically, and who he should fight. And if
Well,
you're a champion, is it okay for you to fight somebody in the top 10, or should you be trying to fight somebody in the top 5? Just stuff like that.
well, is it confirmed that he's fighting Herrera next?
He's not. We're
No,
just talking about it.
no, we're just talking
Because
about it.
I know Herrera's been like yelling at the rooftops at him. So like, truth be told, really Herrera's the only one that's been calling him out. I think Andy said something in passing, but ain't nobody else on that list been calling him out. Maybe Joe Cordina back at 130, but really, truthfully, who's been calling him out?
He was about to fight Joe Cordina before he hurt his hand. Remember?
Mhm.
Yeah, he was, and then it shifted to Kid Austin because that's a stupid fight.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But they
But
said Kid Austin.
Gary
But
Antoine
Tony,
might happen though.
they said Kid Austin was ranked number 2, so that made the fight like you know what I'm saying what it was because he ranked number 2.
well, he was ranked number 2 because he's coming off a very good win. But at the end of the day, I mean, Kid Austin, in my opinion, I was picking Kid Austin to, I was picking him to give him a really good
To
fight and a
shit the
run
bed?
for his money. But the dude, like his dad out here talking about people rub cream on him and poison him and shit. I don't even think he deserves a fight no more at the
No, you
top
don't.
level. Like he's literally taking himself off the board.
He got sick though. What do you mean? He was hospitalized.
Nah, man, his
He
dad
sure
said somebody
did.
rubbed cream on him.
So he don't deserve to fight no more because of that. That's
Nah,
wild.
he just doesn't deserve a shot at Shakur. If I
Man, did you see the picture that his dad put out? It looked like
he was in a coma, right? I told him that. He had a picture of his son asleep, talking about he's fighting for his life.
What do you think about
Hey,
how
Tony, can I ask you a question? What do you think happened out there in Saudi Arabia? You think he got scared or you think he got sick?
I think he got sick.
He couldn't make weight. That's what
I think
happened.
it's a weight issue.
I think he probably
That
got
guy
it.
was
I
too
think he
damn
probably got
brolic.
sick. I think he
So these
probably
are the
got sick
WBC rankings. So these are the
because you know
WBC rankings, right?
Yeah.
yeah, he had to. They got the British boxing thing board got something where you got to weigh in that Wednesday or something.
Yeah, that kid was too big.
So he had to make weight that Wednesday. I don't know if they knew that, if they didn't know that, if they was off target or whatever. And I think he may have, my opinion, but I think his dad said they was on weight. But I think he may have gotten sick
His
trying to
dad
make
was
weight.
gonna say that shit. That dude, his muscles are too big, man.
So do y'all think Shakur will fight Tevin Farmer if he beats Zapata?
there we go. My mic went out for a second. Hey, Shelton, to answer your question, here's the fact of the matter. I don't know if he got sick or not, but everything that you say after you claim that somebody rubbed poison on you goes out the window when you can't prove that fact. When you taking pictures of a dude that looks like he's been in a coma for 8 months,
Stop it, Tony. Just
everything
stop
you
it.
say
Stop
goes out the
it.
window after that.
Somebody
I'm
got
sorry
to
if they would have came out like Daniel Dubois and said he's running a 103-degree fever, it would have been understandable. But the fact that he said he was poisoned, man, get the fuck out of here. That man chickened out of the fight, in my opinion.
But the boxing board, the British boxing board, is the one that said he can't fight.
Yeah, but all you gotta do is tell him
He
you're
hospitalized for 24 hours.
but they
Yeah,
only
you know, I could go to the immediate med right now and get a doctor's note saying I can't go to work, but that don't mean I'm sick.
yeah.
But that's in the States though. In Saudi, don't you think it's a little different?
No.
I
Because
absolutely
remember,
do. And you know what? If it was just him that got sick, then maybe I would be, a little more suspicious. But it was three of them. And where the hell is Dubois? Is he even back?
But then nobody say he was sick. He said he was poisoned.
and also
Okay,
the
he could have
hospital
been
said,
poisoned.
hey, but Ty, do you know the hospital said they didn't find nothing?
Okay, so let me ask y'all a question.
We
Y'all
don't
never
know
heard
that.
of
No, the
boxers
hospital said
being
they
nothing
didn't find
happening to
nothing.
boxers? Like I just watched what was that the other day where somebody said they spit something in somebody's water and let them drink it? Or what about when Tank was about to fight Ryan and Beehive tried to touch him and he said, "Nigga, don't touch me." I've heard stories about stuff like that happening, so it's not completely out of the realm.
Yeah, but
I mean,
Ty,
I'm not
here's the
saying that I
problem.
believe them. I'm just saying stuff like that does
But
happen.
but but here's the problem,
Ain't
Ty, and this
nobody
is gonna be
poisoned
the
no
issue.
damn kid,
Hold on,
Austin. He's
Shelton.
not
Let me
important enough to poison.
But see,
Ty, this is gonna be Ty, listen to me real fast. This is gonna be the biggest issue with that claim right there. So whenever Austin's dad went running his mouth about poison, Shakur's team came out. His lawyer said, "Keep talking, and then we're gonna hit a lawsuit on you." And he retracted everything, which means they have
Yeah,
no
because
proof.
they
There
was
was
about
nothing
to
showing that he was poisoned. That's what
sue
that
him.
tells me. When you retract everything you said, you're bullshitting.
Or I don't
Yeah,
have
I have to
money for
agree with
legal
that.
fees.
I
I
don't
have to
know if I
agree with that, bro. I
necessarily
have to
agree,
agree
and
with that.
I'm not saying that Shakur's team did. I'm just saying let's not act like it's something that has never happened or something that couldn't happen. I mean, there were other people over there sick. That's all I'm saying. If he was the only one, then you would 100% get me to agree with that. But since he was not the only one that got sick over there, I don't know how sick the boy was or if he was not that sick. All I know is the British board did pull him out of the fight. He was in the hospital. Other people got sick over there. So I don't know. Now, the whole wipe me down story that they got going on, I don't know about all that. But something did happen.
But
Well, hold
I
on.
mean,
He's
I
not.
agree with
Way
He's
off
Ty.
not
topic.
important
Way
enough.
off
they didn't
topic.
find nothing. That means
We're
they
way
I was
off
poisoned or
topic,
something.
though. We way off topic, though.
He's not
Because
important enough to poison.
And
Yeah.
Shakur is not a threat enough to be scared of.
Shakur's the
Wow.
champion. He's not. If you got a problem with,
Shakur, man.
any fighter at 135 has a problem with Shakur, go beat him. Why don't you do that?
Well, one is calling them
Shakur
out.
can't even beat his damn meat. His
No,
hands so
the
brittle.
one that
We're
needs
not
to
even
come out is
discuss that.
Tank Davis.
Well, forget
That's the
about
fight
that.
that
We're
needs to
not
happen.
talking about no
that's
damn
what I'm
Tank
saying.
tonight.
Forget
No.
it.
Jesus.
Tank's not the only person Shakur Stevenson can fight.
No,
And
that's
He's not
didn't
the
Mr.
only
Shelton
person.
just say if you could beat
Tank
him, call him out?
Lomachenko. That's the ones we need to worry about.
Loma, listen. Let's first of all, Shakur needs to stop fighting people that's obviously not gonna fight him. Tank clearly ain't gonna fight him, according to y'all. Lomachenko keeps saying he don't want to
Loma
fight
need to
him.
be stripped. He need to be
DuckTales. Yeah.
stripped.
He should be
Loma
You know
need
what
to
I'm
be stripped
saying?
at this point.
So
If
who
Loma's not
else
going to
is
fight, they
there?
need to take the title.
Zapata allegedly keep ducking you. Don't try to
DuckTales.
fight them. So who else can he fight? Who else is there? Who
Gary,
else
He
we
I
wants
said
fight?
Gary
Tio.
Antoine's the only one that's
Andy Cruz is ranked number
He,
one. Why can't he
he
fight
should
him?
be he should be knocking down. Go knock off Abdullah. Go ahead
Abdul-
if you want to fight Joe Cordina. Go ahead
Andy
and
Cruz
fight
is
Joe
probably
Cordina.
Yep.
Go beat I don't know why
Yep.
Frank Martin on there. He went to 140.
I mean,
I mean,
Abdullah
2 Cents is
beat
trying to
Mason,
fight Tio,
Yadier
though.
is a good fight. I don't know why
Go
that
fight
fight.
He hasn't fought it
Fight
though.
the
He hasn't
winner of
fought at
Kevin
140.
Farmer and Zapata. That's who he need to fight. But we already know Zapata is allegedly gonna duck him. I wouldn't even be if Zapata won, I wouldn't even be trying to fight him because I don't got time to be fooling with you. It's been like 2
Loma's
years I've been
fighting
trying to
Tank
fight
late
you.
on this year. Loma should fight Shakur and Tank should fight freaking Keyshawn then.
Loma not fighting. This is what I'm saying, boxing hacker. I'm trying
Loma's
to.
not
No,
fighting
Keyshawn should
nobody.
fight Shakur.
Yeah, Keyshawn. No, Keyshawn Shakur don't want to fight.
Shakur wants to fight Tio.
And that's
Or
another
Tio.
thing. Speaking of Keyshawn, this another reason how you know Shakur pump faking.
Oh.
Why would he be saying he going to 40 if Keyshawn finna go to 40? That don't even make no sense.
It's a one-off though.
Keyshawn said he's
He's
about
not
to
trying
be
to compete
moved
at
up to
40.
40.
He's not trying
Ain't
to
no
compete. He just wants to fight
one-off.
Tio at 40. He's not
He's
trying
not
to
finna
kick
do no one-off. He's not finna do that.
Yeah, I don't think
Nah.
Shakur's going to move.
Well, I have a question.
I think
Why would Lil Kiki be going up to 140 when he needs to get that cruise work?
Does he really?
He said
Yeah, he
gonna
really
come.
does.
He
Why?
said he's not interested in unifying.
Why?
Now, he
Because
might
Cruz whooped him
We
every
don't-
time.
we
he
don't
fought.
Who beat him in the amateurs,
Gary
Hacker?
Antoine.
Who beat him in the amatures?
Yo,
Cruz beat him every single time they fought.
Gary Antoine beat Boots 3 times in the same day, bro. We'll ask them to rematch each other, do we?
Are they? Wait, first off, Gary
Or was-
Antoine's nowhere near the fighter that Cruz is. That's just a ridiculous statement. Furthermore, if they were both campaigning at the same weight class, we would be asking for it.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah,
Toby?
yeah.
The reason that
You would be, bro.
They're not
what
even
he's
in the
saying.
same weight class. So why would he like your comparison doesn't even make any sense?
So we're talking about. So if you were talking about amateur rivals, there's so many of them, but we don't ask for. But we want to see Keyshawn. I have to like rematch and
Because how many amateur rivals do we have that fought each other in the Olympics?
That
And
fight
whooped
in
him
the
4
Olympics?
times.
That are in the same weight class and they fought multiple times. Like there's like none other than them.
That's a good story. That's a good build up. You could really sell that fight.
Yeah, I'm about to say the story writes itself.
But is Andy Cruz gonna fight him though?
He been
Andy
cool
will
with
fight him.
Keyshawn.
Why wouldn't Andy Cruz fight him?
Devin Wright made it happen. Devin Wright made it happen.
If they can make it happen, let's see. I don't think they can make it. I feel like Andy Cruz is being like slow rolled by Eddie Hearn.
He's already beat him multiple times. I don't know why you would think he wouldn't fight him.
Yeah, but Keyshawn has more pro experience at this time. And if you look at how Andy fights in the pros, it's different than how he fights in the amateurs. So you don't know how it's going to translate. Huh?
Isn't it supposed to be?
Yeah, but it's not necessarily in a good way, right? Because he was very dominant in the amateurs. It's not to say he's not good. He looks good, but it's not as dominant as he was.
Do you realize in 5
I
fights he's already ranked number
And that
1?
happens sometimes too, you know.
I kind of disagree with you, Hacker. I like that fight, and
yeah, I like it, but
I kind of
let me
favor
read this
Andy
comment.
in that
Let me read this comment. Ray Davis says, "Stop asking these fighters to step backwards. If the person is in the picture, then okay. But Herrera has to prove he belongs. Just like Roach got instant fan base, so did Javier.
Yeah.
I think, so I think Andy and Keyshawn is realistic because
And that's what I was. I mean, why is it stepping backwards? And that's what I was saying. Like, why is it stepping backwards? Is it because he's number 10 and not number 6, or because Joe Cordina is number 6? Would Joe Cordina be stepping backwards? Or
I mean,
like Mr. Greg, Mr. Greg was basically saying, if you in the top 10, you in the top. Let's squabble. Let's get it right.
Mm-hmm.
But and I'm according to some of y'all, I'm not saying you think this, Ray. Y'all go by the rankings. That's a big deal. So Mr. Greg says if you in the top 10, you a big deal, and you should be able to get a shot at the champion.
I
And
mean,
it shouldn't be no
Herrera is
Not
thing.
better
not
Because
fighter
not
than
on that
Cordina,
though.
though.
It's
I
not
mean,
on that.
you got to understand though. Like, there's a context to all of this. So, like, Cordina's coming off of a loss to Conceição. So Conceição whooped him. So that dude's still sitting with a loss in his last fight. You got Baranchek, who just
well, that's
got.
who Shakur was finna fight before he hurt his hand. That's who he was in camp for. Joe
I
Cordina.
know, and that's why they changed it to Kid Austin, because it's a stupid fight. The
And
only
Kid
reason
Austin
why
was
the
better.
Cordina fight, the only reason why they was trying to make the Cordina fight is because of the rivalry at 130. But the fact of the matter is, Joe Cordina ain't really nothing anymore. So it's like that. That was the whole thing with Cordina, was their old rivalry, and that's why they was gonna do it. But it was dumb. That's why it got canceled. But when I'm looking at this thing, right, you're looking at Frank Martin got starched, Cordina got starched. Artem lost. Let me see. Farmer, he lost. I mean,
Baranchik
arguably,
lost.
you could say he won the fight. That's why he's already in a rematch, so he has no fight coming up. Andy Cruz, I think, is stupid to give the Shakur when it's better to put him in there with Lil Kiki. Herrera is undefeated. Who else? Mason, that's a good fighter. So I would say on this list right here, Mason, Herrera, it's probably your top picks out of what I'm looking at.
But
I don't
Mason
know
and Herrera
Sam.
should fight each other.
I can't recall a Sam fight.
Who is
Mason and
Jadir?
Herrera is a
Who's
good fight
Jadir?
for each other though. Like
Who is Jadir?
Abdullah Mason and Herrera is a really good fight.
Why are you so afraid for him to fight Shakur?
It's not. No, he'll be a massive underdog. It'll be like a cherry pick.
So
It won't even
what?
yeah, I'd rather see him fight somebody on top. Not like, Herrera hasn't done nothing. He has to fight somebody.
Oh my God.
I don't know what to say, man.
He's
If he
in the
fights,
top
what will happen?
10. Y'all just said the rankings matter.
But
How can you say the rankings matter? And then when I'm ranked, you say I didn't fight
He should
nobody.
fight, but
How
he
can
will
y'all
fight.
do that?
But if he fights Andy Cruz,
because
that'd
after
be a good fight.
Shakur beats him, you're gonna say, "Well, he never fought anybody anyway." I don't even know
Yeah,
why he got
that's
the
exactly
fight.
what's
That's
gonna
what
happen.
y'all
It's
gonna
gonna be a
say.
waste of time. People are gonna be like, "Oh, he fought somebody that wasn't
This,
even that good."
it just goes back to what I said previously. He running around talking about
So
nobody
what
will
do you
fight him.
think they
People
was
are
going
calling him out. Like,
what do you think they was gonna say if he fought Joe Cordina in boxing hacker?
No, I
The
want to
same
see him.
thing. Joe
What do
Cordina's a
you think?
bum. Why did he
What do
fight
you
him?
think?
The same
What do
thing.
you think?
Same
What do you
thing.
think people? What do you think people said when he fought Artem off the loss from Frank Martin?
He was a
Nothing.
bum. Why did he fight him?
So what are we talking about?
I
Yo,
mean,
but
No
if,
matter what,
activity.
it's a catch
boxing is good.
22. What we
If
talking
Jay
about?
Anson,
Hold on. What we talking about is that it's a catch 22. No matter what he does, they're gonna say he should have fought somebody else.
That's cap,
no,
Shelton.
Shout
That's
out.
cap.
if he fights Jay
If he fights,
Anson,
if he fights Abdullah Mason next, bro, everybody in the boxing world would like that fight, bro. Everybody that knows boxing likes that
And
fight.
then
So that's
when
cap,
he
bro.
beats Abdullah Mason, they're gonna say Abdullah Mason was
Bro,
too young. He's 19. He
if
hadn't fought
that'll
nobody.
be
That's
Shakur
what they're gonna
beats up,
say.
bro,
Wow, that's a
if
wild
Shakur beats
accusation
him,
right there.
bro, that's cap, bro. If Shakur beats Abdullah Mason, then we know Shakur was one of them ones, bro. And Abdullah Mason will put up a great fight. He's still young, bro. Come on,
yeah,
what are you talking about?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think
Hold on,
Abdullah
y'all.
Mason and
Hold on.
Herrera
Shout
pretty
out paid
much.
in. Hold on, Tony. Shout out paid in full.
What's going on, 2 Cent?
What's up, Pay?
What's
What
going
up,
on?
paid in full? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Hey, Boxing Hacker, this how you do it. Hey, 2 Cent, what's the conversation about tonight?
Oh, we talking about Shakur Stevenson and his future opponents, and we're talking about the Herrera guy, and that's his first name, Jadir, and people are saying, why can't Shakur fight him, and they're saying he don't deserve to fight. Who he fought, he ain't fought nobody. But I was trying to make the argument. And I agree. I don't think I first of all, let me say I agree. I don't really think Shakur should fight him, but I was making the argument using their logic or a lot of people's logic that when somebody is ranked, that's what makes the fight be okay, regardless of what what I'm saying, what level or whatever they're at. Just like with Kid Austin, he was on his second 12-round fight, but since he was ranked number 2. People was like, okay, cool, he could fight Shakur. That's a cool fight. So the point I'm making, because Mr. Greg said, as long as you're ranked in the top 10, you're okay to fight a champion.
Right.
So he's ranked number 10.
Right. I got you.
So you know what I'm saying? So that's what we arguing, because Boxing Hacker saying, who has he fought? But I'm saying, how does that matter? He obviously fought somebody if he's ranked number 10, according to y'all and y'all's logic.
Facts.
I mean, what I was gonna
I
say is I think Herrera and Mason are pretty much like on the same level. They both had the same amount of fights. They both had the same amount of knockouts. The only difference with Mason is we've seen him drop twice in the first round. So we've seen his chin check. Now he came back to win, dominantly win the fight, but we've seen vulnerabilities. Now, as far as Herrera goes, whenever they was talking about him being a replacement instead of Padley, I went back and watched his fights. The dude is solid. So I think they're pretty equal in skill level. And then, like I said, the only other person on that list is Andy Cruz. And I don't see the point of having Andy Cruz fight Shakur when that should be Lil Kiki. If anybody's going to give Andy Cruz a loss, it should be Lil Kiki because of their history, not Shakur.
No, I was just
you
trying to
don't
make
like
a point.
Keyshawn, don't you?
I was just
What
trying to make a
happened?
point when I came
I
on.
was just messing with you. I said you really don't like Keyshawn.
You know what? I will tell you this. I gained a lot of respect for Lil Kiki after his last win. He
Oh, you call
dedicated
him
his
Lil
fight.
Kiki.
Yeah,
That
Lil
tickles
Kiki.
me.
Because he
Nigga,
calls
you
himself
no,
Kiki.
Tony, you came on here talking big shit about, oh, he gonna beat him, Denny Brincheck
No, no,
gonna
no,
do
no, no, no,
this
no, no.
and do
I was
that.
saying I
Nah,
hope he
you came up
loses.
here
I was
No,
saying
going
I
that's what
hard.
you said, Tony. That's
Nah,
what you
you
Okay,
came up
said.
here
let
going
me
hard,
can
Tony.
Tony. If you're gonna make a statement, let Tony defend himself. What I said was I hope he gets beat up because of that Jussie Smollett stuff that he pulled. With Branchek, he said he gave bananas. He never did that shit. So again, if you're gonna play, then I don't care if you get beat up.
He
But
Sean
at the end of the
Smollett.
day, I gained respect for him because after he won the fight, he was dedicating the fight to his son and all of that. So I like that. I like fathers stepping up and being fathers. So, little Kiki's all right with me.
Yeah, but Radchick was a racist, and he did give him the banana. So
You say, look, Kiki, you sound like
I think it was
I don't think it was Barenchek because Barenchek can barely speak English, so how can he spell it?
Tony, you
Man,
didn't
Brincheck
Tony, you didn't clearly see the
don't
Hadier
know
fight,
nothing
the
about
last
that.
one.
What's that?
You didn't see the last fight for Hadier.
for who?
For
Did you see
Hadier.
I think
Javier's
this
last
fought.
Herrera.
Tony clearly didn't see that last fight.
He had a bad night.
You talking about when he fought Jose and he knocked him out in the fourth round? That fight?
No, he had the last fight on the
His
weekend.
last fight was
Talking
against
about this
Jose
past Saturday,
something,
right,
and
T?
he knocked him out
Yeah,
of like the
last
fourth
Saturday.
round.
What was going on with that fight? Why you bring that up?
No,
Or
because
maybe
he
it was
looked
later
terrible.
than that. I remember he knocked out his last opponent. Maybe
Yeah,
it went
he did.
further.
Yeah, he knocked out his last opponent, but he looked terrible.
Yeah.
Bad night at the office. What happened?
I mean, Mason got dropped twice in the first round, so I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah, I think him and Mason. I think Herrera and Mason is the fight that should happen that people should ask for. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
'cause who else is Shakur gonna fight?
Well, like I said, Gary Antoine's open. Like I said, Gary Antoine him are open.
Man, that nigga ain't finna
I
fight.
don't know why y'all don't want to hear that fight. That's the
Like,
Bro,
what
didn't
do
even
you,
realize it ain't gonna happen.
why don't you guys want to entertain that fight?
yeah.
Like, you
They're
like it?
both fighters are talking about it.
Where they
That's
gonna
like the
fight?
latest news in boxing right now.
Where they
Gary
gonna
Antoine's
fight?
talking about and Shakur's talking about why you guys so against it and why y'all want to see.
I'm not so much against it. I'm just trying to get
Wait. Hold on. Let me ask, what do you mean, who's against what, Boxing Hacker?
Why are people not the fight that Shakur's talking about right now is fighting Gary Antoine. And
He
Gary
also
Antoine,
talked about fighting
Nobody's against it. I'm just telling you that most likely it's not going to it's not realistic. And
but the Herrera fight's
hold on,
not
you
realistic.
cut me
either.
off. Hold on, you cut me off. And why is the Herrera fight not realistic?
Because Shakur said he don't want it.
And Frank Warren is not going to give Shakur that fight.
Yeah.
Who ain't?
Shakur's saying he doesn't
probably
want
not realistic. Okay, okay, and that's why I had the rankings up because who you think he gonna fight next? Joe Cordina?
Gary Antoine.
He's not fighting Gary Antoine, bro. That fight is not gonna be next.
You know what this sounds like? This reminds me when I was telling
he's
KO.
fighting Poyo next. What are we talking
Yo, this reminds me when I was telling KO that Shakur and Kid Austin was gonna fight. And he kept saying, they're not gonna fight. Did
they fight Boxing Hacker?
They're about to until Kid Austin pulled out.
Did they fight?
Shakur stepped up to the plate.
It doesn't matter.
Did they fight?
Shakur, they're about to. Until
Bro, did they fight? Yes or no?
No, because one person pulled out.
So the fight didn't happen.
Oh my goodness.
But why would Shakur fight Gary? Like, why
That's
would he fight Antoine? Antoine's already got one loss.
and
Should have
he's
had a
at
second loss on his
140,
record.
boxing hacker. He's at
No.
140.
My question is, why would Shakur move up in weight to fight Antoine when Antoine's already got a loss? Should have had a second loss,
Antoine said
and there's nothing to gain fighting him and beating him.
because it's a good fight.
That's a good name and a good fight.
Yeah, it's a good name.
How is it a good name and a good fight? This dude should have 2 losses on his record, and he's beat
Shakur's not
nobody.
above fighting people with losses, Tony.
He
You
just
know
got
that.
a belt, Tony.
No, what I'm saying is he ain't
He a
beat
champion,
nobody.
Tony. He a champion,
He just beat
He
Ryo.
just beat the shit out of Ryo.
What are we talking about? He has a 98% knockout ratio. What?
Okay. All
And
right.
he-
So-
and he
so-
beat
Very
Ryo.
good
So
fighter.
boxing hacker.
Yeah.
He how many fighters has Shakur fought with a 90-some% knockout ratio? How many fighters has Shakur fought with a over of 50% knockout
Not
ratio?
one.
What was De Los
Del
Santos? What was De Los Santos' knockout ratio when he fought him?
Y'all, what was
Yeah,
De Los
that was-
Santos knockout
40,
ratio?
40 something. Hold on. I got it. I had it up
Yeah,
actually
pull
a
it
few
up.
minutes
'Cause I
ago.
couldn't even look at it.
Yeah.
Who'd you ask? De Los Santos?
Yeah,
You know what I found comical about when they talk about Shakur's power? Like Shakur has more knockouts than freaking Lomachenko. But they'll
Nobody-
talk, oh, he ain't got no power, blah, blah, blah. But nobody ever
Lomachenko
says that
ain't got
about
no power
Lomachenko.
either.
Yeah, De
Yes,
Los
they do.
Santos had over a 90% knockout ratio when
Yeah.
he fought Shakur.
And Shakur
Okay.
didn't even have a bloody nose.
nigga, because he ran.
And they both had the low. That was the lowest output in any fight, though.
I like how Paige just jumped in.
The nigga
I like
ran,
it.
bro. What the fuck you mean? He had no bloody nose. The nigga ran.
He won. He won.
Hey, Pay be on y'all ass, man.
Man, cuz,
Pay be on
bro,
y'all
that
ass.
shit just came out sideways when he said that. My bad, bro.
No,
Yeah,
you're
that
all
shit
right.
sound crazy.
Don't switch it up. Don't switch it up. Nah, but I'm
I'm
just
trying to work
saying
on this.
though, like Shakur, and then to think that he would fight somebody with a 90%. I'm not saying he's scared. He ain't gonna beat him. I'm just saying
Man,
his
y'all sleep on the
hands.
young
Y'all
boy.
don't even be thinking about that. His hands is not healed. I don't think
He'll
he's
be all
ready
right.
for a fight like
No, he
that.
won't,
Listen,
bro.
let me tell you something.
Because if
Shakur's
you sit
gonna
there,
be all right.
Why would you
Let
even
them
want
step
him
up.
to fight like that, boxing hacker?
He'll be all right. Let them step up.
man,
He'll be all right. If Gary Antoine want to fight, that's a good fight. If any of the champions of 135 want to fight Shakur, those are all good fights. Let them step. Let's
He's
see
at
it.
140.
Gary Antoine said he'll go down to 135 to fight him.
man,
So
they,
it's
Shakur
okay.
won't be draining him if he go down to 135 boxing.
Nah,
match?
Gary
Well,
Russell.
they can
Gary
either
Russell
or.
don't even fight
Oh,
at
he can go to
140. He don't
140.
even be weighing
that
in at
nigga got
140.
polio problems right now, though. So
He not about to fight Shakur.
more
Bro.
than likely, that's gonna be on the tank.
Didn't Mr. Greg just tell you he talked to Gary yesterday and he didn't say nothing about Shakur? How you gonna disagree
It
No,
don't
with
but
mean
that?
that he's not gonna.
Gary's
Gary
on
Antoine,
video.
yo,
He's on
Gary
video
Antoine had
saying,
interview talking about Shakur.
yeah,
Did y'all
he's
not
on,
see it?
yeah, he's on video saying that he wants to fight Shakur, and he
Yeah.
was
Based on how
135.
Shakur called him out, though. If he on some
If you go to
disrespect,
Shakur's
shit,
Twitter,
I thought he said
go
he's
ahead,
just
like,
open to it from that
right.
that
if you go to Shakur's Twitter,
interview.
the most recent, I think one of the most recent posts is him talking about he wants to fight Gary Antoine. I don't see why people
what
are.
did
We're here talking about Herrera, who probably can't beat Shakur at all.
With
Oh,
them
okay.
brittle
We
ass
don't know
hands.
that.
You think he really finna go to 140 with them brittle ass hands?
Man, yes. Y'all
What?
keep sleeping on the young boy.
Man,
Yes.
you niggas is tripping.
Boxing
Bro.
Hacker,
Yeah.
you sound
Y'all be
ridiculous,
sleeping.
bro.
Y'all be sleeping on this young boy. I don't know why.
Hey, I just watched Javier. Yeah, sign him up. Put him in there with Shakur, please.
And I got another question. Why the
Who's
fuck
gonna
Wally
sign
Moses?
Put him in
I got a
there.
question.
Who's
Why
gonna
the
stop
fuck
him?
Wally Moses
Hold
always?
on, go ahead, pay the full.
My bad. I just got a question, bro. Why the fuck is Wally Moses always referring to the fucking amateurs? Like he always brings
Yeah.
up amateurs when it comes to any type of boxing, but we in the pros though. So
Because-
he be like,
Some people feel it's
Because these fighters know each other
Hold
from
on,
the past.
Boxing Hacker, let Pay finish. Y'all stop cutting
Oh, I'll
everybody
just
off.
respond to it.
so
ahead,
he'll
Pay.
be like, so he'll make a point to be like, well, let's look at the people that Shakur fought and let's look at the people that Devin and Tank fought. Well, Tank has over 200 losses or whatever ratio with the fights that he had. I think he said Devin Haney was like six, I don't know how many he said Devin Haney, but he was like Shakur's like 0 or some shit like that. But I'm like, but I'm thinking to myself, like, why do that matter, bro? We in the pros now. Like, what does his shit look like now? Who the fuck has he fought now?
But
I mean, one
so-
reason
I got a
though,
question. How long do they usually wait before they schedule another fight? I'm trying to figure something out.
it depends.
Depends.
Depends on the fighter. It depends on the injuries and all that shit.
Sometimes
I
if
mean,
they
they
trying to
normally
fight,
most
they'll do it
fighters
in 2
normally only
weeks.
fight every 6 months. Like
Right.
Shakur,
so
Because I'm trying to see
so
who's going to be available for him since he's, because Gary
they
just fought, right?
Mr.
So
Shelton, why you
it's
say
normally
put him
like
in the
2 to
ring?
3 months after they fought, they'll announce a new fight. So it takes
What
about 2 to 3 months.
wasn't that the same fighter that was on? So they were supposed to be picking between Pally and dude, and Shakur chose Pally.
yeah.
I wonder.
No, I think
I
Herrera
wonder the
couldn't make the
fuck
weight.
why.
yeah,
No,
Herrera wasn't
Hey,
in the weight.
Herrera was in the thing as a stand-in, but he couldn't make the weight. Something happened with the weight.
Yep,
And
that's
Padley
it.
made the weight. That's interesting.
Yeah. That's why the Herrera fight didn't happen.
Padley made the weight, and he also brought fans to the
And he
fight.
had a fans, and they was booing,
That was
Fact,
interesting. That's
100%
interesting.
fact.
and they was booing.
Yeah, that nigga
Nothing-
must play the host.
The
And
show
they don't
must go on.
live in the white people neighborhood.
But
Well, since he had him as a replacement before, why not just line him up and fight him now?
Yeah, put him
It's
in there, please. Hurry up
it's
and
a
put him
good
in there.
fight.
Because it's not. He wants to fight a better fight.
No, Hacker, no.
How is
Hurry up and put
what's
him
so
in there.
different about that fight?
I
though?
just watched him.
so
I
Joe
just watched
Cordina
him.
is a
Hurry
better
up and
fight.
put
Like
him in there.
Huh?
Joe Cordina coming off a knockout loss is a better
I don't
fight.
want to see Cordina. I already said the fights I want to see.
Andy Cruz is not gonna fight him.
Bro,
I
And
will
neither is he
take.
not, and he not about to
Yeah.
fight Gary Russell.
I will take
Man, look.
Keyshawn or who
well,
else?
that's all.
But how does Antoine even come into the mix? It's not even in his weight class.
And that's my
Because
thing.
he
They've
called
been,
them out. That's
they've
what we
been
were
calling
talking
each other
about.
out. Yeah, they were
calling
just
people
calling each
out.
other
He
out.
calling T.O. out like that. That's like, bro, you bluffing right now.
No, but Antoine was the one who called Shakur out. He
What?
was the one who made the first move.
No, he asked will he
And
fight
Shakur
Shakur.
said,
He ain't had no problem.
yeah. And Shakur said, yeah, I'll fight you if the money right. Meaning the money ain't gonna never be right, and we not
I
gonna fight.
mean,
Okay,
mean,
but then so Teach, he
that's
called
okay.
T.O. out first. T.O.'s at 140.
And that's my thing. He
But
called
Shakur said, remember, Shakur said he would go to
I'm
140 for the
confused.
right
Like,
fight. So
I
either
still-
one
That's
of
not,
them
but
could
that's
get it.
not what he said when he called T.O. out.
No, but before in the past, Shakur has said he would move to
We're talking
130
about
for
right
the
now,
right
though,
fight.
Teach. We're not talking about in the past, baby.
No,
We're talking about right now.
but this
Yeah,
is
but
that's
nobody
the
answered my
general
Not
question.
statement.
going to
Though.
140, Teach.
That's
Not
the
going to
general statement from
what
Shakur.
are you
Though.
talking
For the
to?
right fight,
Okay.
he would go to 140.
So that's just a blanket statement, no matter what he says after that.
General statement of why he would go to
Well,
140.
y'all or something.
Can somebody please answer the question I asked earlier? What would be the point of fighting Antoine? Like, why would he fight him? What's the game?
It's just a good fight. It's a good name to put on his record. That's it.
So there's nothing to gain.
I mean, it's name of the 140 champion.
You get the belt at 140?
Yeah.
What
And he
belt?
has a belt.
What belt?
Yeah,
Antoine's the champion. You didn't just see him beat up El Rayo? You didn't just see
he
that?
got the WBA, so how is that going?
What belt does Antoine have?
The WBA.
The WBA 140-pound title.
Didn't he just take that from Rayo?
Yeah.
Just took it from El Rayo.
And
Or if
fight is
Antoine
not
goes down,
unification fight.
he can take Shakur's belt. Either way, it's a good fight. It's a better fight than Herrera. I don't know where this Herrera.
Didn't you hear Shakur say he don't care about them belts?
No.
Shakur say he don't care about them belts.
Nah, he's not
No,
finished.
I heard Tank say he don't care about the belts. I never heard Shakur say that.
Shakur said he don't care about undisputed. He didn't say he didn't care about the belts.
Yeah, I forgot. Y'all right, because Rayo beat Cruz. That stupid ring around the posy they did with the belt. Okay, y'all right. My bad.
And why are we saying that Antoine would be weight drained if you go to 135? I mean, he makes 137 so easy. That's what he usually weighs in on, right?
What you mean 137?
So he usually makes 137 when he weighs in, like almost all the time, and he doesn't look drained or anything.
Nah.
And he said he could make 135. That's what Antoine said.
I just don't feel like that's a realistic fight, especially with him going after the Prayu fight for unification. It just don't make sense.
I mean, I don't know. The Herrera fight doesn't make sense either. People keep talking about it.
That's the fuck it do. If
No,
you
it
ain't got
don't
nobody
Nah,
to
put
because
his
talk
ass
to,
in
he
there.
says he's not gonna fight him. What's the point in bringing
No, put his ass in there. Go ahead, put him in there.
the champion says he's not gonna fight the number 10 guy? Why do we keep bringing Herrera's name back up? Don't even make sense.
you said what?
The champion saying he's not gonna fight the number 10 guy. He says he's not gonna fight him. It's not even part of the conversation.
Who else is available for him to fight? That's my issue.
No, that's Andy Cruz or
Like, that was
Antoine.
my
Bro, why would
question.
he fight that? Man, that'll be man. He ain't finna. I don't think Eddie finna feed no damn Andy Cruz. He want the Keyshawn fight.
Yeah,
That's the bigger fight.
we'll see. Or one of the champions need to come step up. I don't know. I mean, the champions don't want to fight Shakur. People don't want to call it a duck, but that's what the champions are doing. They're ducking
Okay,
Shakur.
so with all that being said, Boxing Hacker, why
Yeah.
not fight your options that are available to you? The guys that are calling you out. That was my whole point when we
Yeah.
first started this. If these guys are quote unquote scared of you, they ducking you, you the boogeyman, boogity boogity boogity. Why not fight somebody that's calling you out to stay
He's
busy?
done that. He just did that, and look how
Oh,
it
he ain't do that.
slapped in his face.
That
He
ain't do
just
that.
did that. He
bro.
just did that with Kid Austin,
It
right?
don't matter.
He
That
called
fight
out a
didn't happen.
guy that wasn't really on his radar at all, and
fight
it was
didn't
just a
happen.
slap in
And
his
so
face.
so Boxing Hacker, you're
Does he-
making my
should he
point
keep doing
because
it?
if Kid Austin was calling him out and you said, oh well, he's calling the guy, he's talking trash, so is this other guy.
Yeah, but does he have to continue doing that? Like it serves no purpose for him.
But
He
still
has to keep doing that until he gets the fights that he wants.
He
That's
has
what
to keep
happens.
fighting.
He has to keep
My
fighting
thing
the
is,
guy
you
No,
keep
who
man,
saying
fight
that
him.
you're the boogeyman.
wrong.
Prove it.
Nah.
And that's my
He,
issue.
he is
Everybody
proving it.
else is built.
Your favorite
Everybody
fighter
else,
don't even want to fight him. Your
bro,
favorite fighter don't
everybody
even want
got
to follow
something
his
going
name.
on right now, though.
Y'all keep talking about this man's hands, but y'all's favorite fighter don't even want to call his brother's name, bro.
Why would you do that, bro? If you already know them motherfuckers booked, they got shit going on. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. When Shakur's out, they're all booked. Yeah.
So what you want to
You
do?
don't get the fuck
Boxing
out
Hacker,
of
you gotta stop it, bro.
Lomachenko's out.
Boxing Hacker,
Lomachenko's out.
no,
I can't fight
stop it,
Shakur.
bro. You gotta stop.
I
Y'all
can't fight
Shakur
Shakur. No.
Lomachenko, why would he do that? That's high risk, low reward. If you're gonna get out of the sport anyways, why not go out with the biggest money? I mean, the biggest money fight you can get.
High risk, low. See, now you're talking. That's the truth. Because
That's
they
for
know
Lomachenko, though.
Shakur is a very dangerous fighter.
Everybody knows what Loma's doing, bro. Loma's trying to get a big bag on his way out. That's what
I'm
Loma's
saying.
doing.
Listen,
That man
dangerous
retired.
about. Hold on, there's nothing dangerous about fighting Shakur. He's not a
oh my
dangerous
goodness.
fight. That is not the word.
It
I
was
would
so
use.
easy. They were all farm already.
I didn't say it was easy. I said it's not a dangerous.
I
fight.
disagree to since I think Shakur is like one of the most dangerous fighters because he's going to make you look
Mess
like
up
you're
your
a C
record.
level. Hold on. He's not dangerous in the fact that he's going to knock you out. He's dangerous in the fact that he's going to make you look subpar, like you don't even belong in the ring. He's going to make you look horrible.
Yep.
Hey, Shelton.
That's not a reason not to
Somebody
fight
break
somebody.
down,
though.
you know what? And
Oh,
I'm
yes,
not even
it
trying
is.
to be funny. Can somebody really break down how they see that? I just don't view his fights that way. So, Tony, you seem to be the most passionate about what you just said. Can you please break down, besides the fact that he's a defensive fighter, how Shakur makes people look like they don't even belong in the ring with him, besides having
Yeah.
to chase him around?
Yeah, so Shakur Stevenson is exactly that, what you said, a defensive fighter. The name of the game is boxing, not
Well, what
knockout.
else?
Hold
What else
on.
does he have?
Hold on. Can I finish? So the name of the game is boxing. Boxing is the art of hitting and not being hit. He averages less than 4 punches around being landed on him. He has the highest defense ratio in all of boxing, and he almost has the highest land percentage in all of boxing. So not only does he have the best defense, but he's almost got the best accuracy as well, which is offense. On top of that, he controls the range. He controls the flow of the match. He makes you fight at his pace. He takes all your strengths away from you, and you can't do nothing but just stare at him while he dances around you. So, in my opinion, he's a very good fighter, and he makes everybody look horrible because they can't even touch him.
And that's my issue. That's
And
that's
there
why
you
I
have
want
it,
him to
people.
fight somebody
That's your opinion. So the only thing I agree with is the dancing around part, but everything else, I guess, is subject to how everyone else sees him.
Jim say,
No,
Jim
those are
say, go
stats,
check
though.
his stats. Jim say, go check his stats versus actually good competition.
That's what I'm trying to
That's
get
what I
at.
was about to get to. But
Oh.
shout out to GM, and I just saw what you posted
Who?
too, GM.
Shakur
Thank you.
stats?
But
Well, let's look at it. He dog walk Oscar Valdez. He completely starched Jamel Herring, who beat y'all's
sparring
boy, who
partner.
just beat Tank. So I don't
That
know
was
what
his
you're talking
sparring
about.
partner.
Good
Not,
God.
don't styles make fights, Tony. We're not doing triangle theory.
There's no triangle
He
theory. A
ain't been in the
triangle
ring.
theory. So 2 cents. A triangle theory is saying because Shakur beat Herring, he could beat Roach. I didn't say that. What I said was those are good competition, and he made them look like they didn't even belong in the ring.
But you know,
how
you
many
also said
how many
hold on,
losses
my
did
bad,
he
Tommy.
have, Tony, when he fought him?
But you also said,
Who?
Tony, that the same nigga that he stepped on with Roach is the same nigga that just beat Tank. You use the triangle theory.
No, I didn't. I didn't say
That's
anybody
not a
could beat
triangle.
anybody. A triangle theory is saying this guy can beat that guy
Tony,
because
you
he
just
beat
be
that
lying and
guy.
don't even know you be lying.
Bro,
Stop
you,
No, that's
lying.
not.
I
Well,
know.
again, let me
Tony's right
restate.
though.
I
I'm
never
saying-
made the statement Shakur could beat this dude because he
No,
beat that
you didn't
dude.
say
That is a
that. That's
triangle
not what we
theory.
saying.
A triangle theory is getting to an outcome because one fighter beat another fighter.
Yeah,
I never said that.
You
That's
What
just
I
true.
said was
you actually said
he
exactly
fought.
that, Tony.
No, what I said was he fought good competition and made them look like they didn't belong.
So you didn't say that the same Jamel Herring that Shakur stepped on, the same Roach that just beat Tank.
Yeah, he said that.
Yes,
So,
I said that.
That's
But
a
it's not-
triangle theory,
That's
nigga.
No, it's
That's not
not.
triangle theory. No,
No,
A
it's not.
triangle.
No,
Okay,
it's
listen
not.
to me. Listen
Hold
to
on,
me.
time out. One
Listen
mic,
to
one
me.
mic,
triangle
one
theory.
mic.
Okay.
That
So
is
since I was asking a
triangle
question,
theory,
can I
Tony.
answer, please?
That's
I'm not
No,
trying to
it's
take over
not.
the panel. I'm not trying to take over the panel, but people keep directing questions to me. So painful, it is not a triangle theory. I never said Shakur could beat Roach, not once. What I said was Herring beat Roach, who should have just beat Tank. In other words, what I'm doing is I'm setting up proof that Jamel Herring is a good fighter because the person in the comment section said, what are his stats against good competition? So I'm solidifying that Jamel Herring is good competition because he beat Lamont Roach. I never said because Herring beat Roach and Shakur beat Herring that by default Shakur beats Roach. I never made that statement. That's a triangle theory. What I said was Herring is good competition, and I gave a reason why. And I also said on top of that, Shakur made that good competition look like he didn't belong.
If you rewind this,
Herring was hold on. They said that we're saying that, Tony, because you said you were implied the Roach that just beat your favorite fighter or Tank or whatever you said.
Right,
But anyway,
I know I'm not the only nigga heard that.
That's why I said we don't do the triangle theories. But I get what you're saying. You saying you didn't apply the triangle theory because you didn't say he could beat him. But they said the thing is, people, when you list Shakur's best opponents, you got Herring, who a lot of people say was old, and you got Oscar Valdez, who a lot of people say was no longer on his super tea that he was drinking, and he was smaller than Shakur. A lot smaller than Shakur Stevenson.
So, two cents. Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
How was Herring old when Shakur fought him less than 2 years later after Lamont lost to him?
That was his sparring partner for years. Did you not know that?
That's not my question.
You mean
I didn't ask about sparring.
Tony, you know how fighters age like in one fight? Like one fight, you be like, is this the fight? Is this the fight? You know how when fighters get older, everybody waiting for that one fight where they age start to show? Where it's just like, oh, that's that fight. Because that's how it happened with boxing. It's like they just fall off a cliff.
So my other question would be then, if age starts to show, was he not just coming off his best win against Carl Froch and stopping him before he fought Shakur? Because last time I checked, Herring fought Frampton, stopped his ass in like the mid rounds, which was the best win of his career, and he didn't look old then.
GM say he got a stat padded plus minus. What you mean, GM? Shakur plus minus went up a whole point after Padley.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have to break that down for the chat, GM. You're gonna have
Shakur has the highest plus minus in boxing.
Well, how many losses does Shakur have? I'm curious.
0.
Okay, well, until somebody beat him, all the stuff we talking about is mute.
See,
he beat everybody they put in front of him.
Y'all continue to throw that record out there, but
he beat everybody they put in front of him.
My nigga, he
When
ain't
is he gonna
fight
put
nobody.
somebody of competition in front of himself? That's the question. That's the whole, I guess, idea of the show tonight. When
He's
is
a
he
three
going to
division champion. He's won titles in every
Hold on,
division
Mr.
he's been
Shelton.
in. I
Don't cut
mean,
her
what
off. Let
else?
her finish.
No,
Let her
wait a minute.
finish.
No,
Go
hold
ahead,
up. He's a three division champion, and he's won championships in every division he's been in. So what are we talking about?
What do that mean?
You guys are wild, man.
No, it's no what.
Hey,
No, it
Shelton,
don't
you
mean
need to
nothing. You're
add.
right. You're right. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. You're right.
Who did he fight?
Lineal
Shelton,
champion.
you need to add one real belts, not baby belts, as well.
Exactly.
I could, but I agree with you.
Legitimate champion.
That is crazy.
So the
Never
belts that
been
he has is
emailed.
So Shakur won 2 vacants. He
So
didn't take it
what?
from
Never,
another
never been
champion.
emailed. So what? Never been emailed.
So don't
He
act like he's sitting
he
up here
won
fighting
those
everybody
fights.
when he got vacant
He
belts.
won belts in fights.
Who beat him?
Oh,
GM,
Tell me who
Fought
beat him.
hold on. Let me read this. GM says he beat 2 champions his whole career.
yeah.
Well, who beat him?
That's what I'm saying. The nigga, ever since he been at 135, bro, that nigga haven't fought nobody.
Well, who's beat him?
Because your favorite fighter
Nigga,
don't want to fight
he
him,
keep
bro.
fighting cab
Yo,
drivers.
your favorite fighter don't
we
want
talked
to
earlier
fight
about
him.
Boxing Hacker. So okay, so Boxing Hacker. So guess what? Okay, our favorite fighter doesn't want to fight him. He's so scared to score behind under his bed, right? So
Yep.
who are you going to fight to prove that you
No.
really like that?
So here's the problem with
Because
Shakur.
to
A lot
me,
the top
I
fighters
don't
at
see it.
Hold on,
135.
let her finish. Let her
I don't
finish.
see it. And if y'all ask me, okay, fine, I'm a casual, whatever you want to call it. But guess what? Casuals or people like me, we spend money, right? We go to fights,
Right.
we buy fights. So
Right.
if y'all want Shakur to be in this limelight, if everybody's so afraid of him, don't you think his name would be bigger? Don't you think he would be like selling out in arenas? I mean, it can't be that many casuals in the world, right? That don't like his style of fighting. Why is it that he's not a bigger star?
So a great fighter.
GM, hold on, GM. Is this true? He only beat 2 champions his whole career? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tank
that's a fact.
he got more champions on his resume than Devin.
Oh my god. Tank has never fought a current champion in his current division, bro.
Hey, ask GM to pull it up. Ask GM to
Well,
pull
you
it
know
up.
what?
Y'all wild,
Boxing
man.
Hacker.
Now
Now
who
that
shot me jumping
Shakur
through
is
is
at
crazy.
135 and Keyshawn is at 135, he has a chance to do that.
Keyshawn
Yeah, he ain't
said,
gonna fight them.
But
no,
Tank ain't gonna do it
listen,
neither.
Keyshawn said that, hold on, let me put myself on the screen.
He's gonna have
I
trilogy.
like this new thing where you can put yourself on the screen, so when y'all see who on the screen, that's who talking, and y'all don't have to cut each other off.
Right.
Like how I'm up here now, Boxing Hacker, you or whoever shouldn't be trying to scream and yell. Like clearly, it's my turn to talk. So, damn, I forgot what I was going to say. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I forgot.
You done cut yourself off.
You were
You were saying
about,
Keyshawn
as
said
Tony
something.
says, Lil Keith.
You said Keyshawn said something.
I
Keyshawn.
was saying that Keyshawn said he wasn't interested in unifying, and nobody had a problem with that.
That's the shit I be talking about. It only work like that for certain niggas. Well, one nigga.
But Keyshawn did say he's interested in fighting Lomachenko or Tank, right? So they should just mix up that way.
Could I fact check real fast? Can we do a fact check?
Yeah.
Y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, but by champions, if we're referring it to like how Tank status is, so if they become a champion after or they were a champion before, because that's what you got to do with Tank, then by that logic, I might be wrong. Somebody correct me, but he's beat 3 world champions because he beat Conceição, who won against Foster to take his belt, and then Foster came back and beat him, so that's 1 champion. He beat Herring. He beat Herring, who was a champion, and he beat Oscar Valdez, who was ranked number 1 in the division at 130. That's 3 champions without me even having to look at his record that I can just think of off the top of my head.
When he fought Oscar Valdez,
yeah, that's what he said. He said he's only fought 3 champions.
No, he said 2.
He only fought.
But he fought one of them for a vacant belt, though.
Also, we can't count like future champ. Like if I beat you now, you become a champion a year later. That shit don't count.
Yes, it do count. Why doesn't it count?
How does that count?
That's some imaginary shit people made up.
Hey, was it Oscar Valdez or was it I know it was Oscar Valdez and Edwin De Los Santos. Them the 2 that he fought for vacant belts.
No. Vacant belts. Yoshino and Joet. Vacant.
Yeah. Valdez.
No, he didn't. Bro, he fought Edwin De Los
Santos and
yeah. De Los Santos. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Valdez had belt. But yeah,
Was it Oscar or was it Oscar or was
Joette.
it Stacey out that he fought at 130 for the belt?
yeah. But just because I
Him
beat
say
Or
you,
a vacant
him
belt.
say you counting that robbery belt.
That's what I'm saying. But no, I'm not counting. I don't feel like you beat a champion and took the belt off the champion, is what I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah,
what
but-
champion has Tank taken the belt off in his own weight
We're
class?
not talking about Tank tonight, Tony. Come back.
I
to
just
I
don't
can
know
answer
if you're
that
gonna
easy
make a
for you.
statement about
That's a
Shakur, then
painful
tell me
I can
his
answer that
rival.
easy
God
for you.
Who is
damn,
Tank beat?
bro.
Leo
Who
Santa
has less
Cruz.
Hey,
fights?
Tony,
Leo,
that's a painful
Who's
Leo
in
subject.
Santa
boxing
Cruz
in the
and
least amount
Jose
of time?
Hold
Pedraza.
on, look who on the screen. That's who talking. Go ahead.
He beat Jose Pedraza and
Ooh,
what's his name? Leo Santa Cruz.
yeah, he beat Leo for the belt.
Yes,
That
he took it. He went down to 130 and beat and knocked him the fuck out.
So
Yeah.
not in his weight class, he went down.
What did that
Yeah.
nigga? He went to his weight class.
So
Leo
what
was
we
at
just
130.
concluded, what we
He
just
dropped the belt on
concluded
the
is,
scale, then won the same belt that he dropped on the
so
scale.
what we just concluded was
What
we
is
had to
your
go all the
point?
way back to Pedraza. We had to go all the way back to Pedraza.
Nigga,
How
you
are
asked
we
who he
back
beat.
on
That was a
Tank?
champion.
No,
How are
no,
we back
we're
on
just
Tank?
comparing.
know.
No, we're
I
on
don't
Shakur
know.
still. So Shakur beat 2 reigning champions, and Tank has only beat 1.
What are you talking about?
Okay, Tony, you said all that to say what, baby? What's your point?
I mean, I would say Shakur is moving pretty well when you compare him to his peers.
So you're saying that Shakur is moving
Yeah.
pretty well fighting the Padleys of the world.
My nigga.
Yeah.
I mean,
how
wait,
do you
pause. How can you blame Shakur for fighting Padley when Kid Austin
Because he had an option.
said he had cream
He had
rubbed
an
on him?
option. He had an option between him and Herrera, and he chose Padley. That's how. And then you go on.
Oh,
You go on
Herrera
X,
didn't
and you
make
acting
weight.
like I'm not saying
Herrera did not make weight. He could not fight him.
Padley fought 9 months prior to that and was still able to make weight. That
And
makes
nigga
sense
ain't
to you.
even have a
Herrera
fucking
He made the weight
training.
though.
Shut up,
Yeah,
you.
he
Nigga,
made
nigga
weight.
ain't even have a training camp.
Yeah, it was a
Okay,
late
y'all,
replacement.
this
Of
is
course,
what's
he
so
had a
confusing
training
to me.
camp.
This
Okay,
this
so
what don't make any
I don't
sense.
really care about none of
This
that.
makes
The bottom line
absolutely
is
no
this.
sense.
This-
You're acting like Shakur Stevenson signed a contract to fight Padley. No, what ended up happening was he was supposed to fight Kid Austin. Kid Austin and his dad said they had cream rubbed on him, and all of a sudden he was poisoned at the very last moment. So they scrambled to find somebody so he could still fight.
They didn't
How can you hold that
scramble.
against him?
But Tony,
Tony,
what we arguing
Tony,
about?
hold
They
on,
didn't scramble,
hold on.
but
I got the floor.
I
I got the
digress.
floor. Tony, how they scramble when he had fans that was booing at the fight? That don't sound like they scrambled.
What do you realize on fight week is when Kid Austin pulled out?
Bro,
Exactly.
What the fuck
That's
that
the
mean?
that's what I'm.
answer
No,
me
no,
this.
listen to what I'm saying, Tony. Listen. He had fans at the fight that were booing. He had people come into Saudi Arabia on a 2 days notice. Did you see Padley? Did he look like he just made the weight, or did he look like
That's what
he
I'm
was
saying.
ready for
Okay,
the
so I have to ask this question again because you're not answering. Who was Shakur supposed to fight on less than 5 days' notice?
I don't have
I
a
just said
problem
it,
with
but
who he
y'all
fought.
said he wasn't on weight, so whatever.
I don't have a problem with him fighting Padley. The
I
point
don't
that I'm
even
trying
think
to
the
make.
fucking weight had anything to do with it.
But what has
Point
something
that
to
I'm
do with
trying
it
to
then?
make is
What are you
that-
talking? Herrera could not make weight for the fight. It was put out.
Man, what's the source then? Now I go check that shit out.
I don't even know why it's really an argument for real.
I thought we
Yeah.
was on the
At
whole.
the
Why don't
end of the
Herrera-
day,
belt
at the end of the
situation when we
day,
talking
if
about
Shakur would have fought Herrera on 5 days' notice, it would have been the same argument. Oh, it's just this is a nobody. Da 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 da. At the end of the day, you can't make a good fight on less than 5 days' notice when the fighter you're supposed to fight pulls out on fight week. I'm not understanding what the argument is.
But y'all
I
crew to
think
start
my
taking
argument was the
We're
original
not arguing
selection of
that.
the opponent to begin with, but that's neither here nor there, Tony. I guess my main question is, and I've asked this several times, and I get like this weird energy from y'all when I suggest that Little Kiki, as you call him, and Shakur should fight. Why does everybody get so quiet? Why does everybody feel like, oh, well, come on, Todd, they already said they're not going to fight, so just move on?
Who said
Y'all
that?
complain, y'all talk all this trash about how Tank don't fight nobody in his weight class, and you have 2 reigning champions in the same weight class that refuse to fight each other, and everybody just seems to be okay with that. So I'm
There
just
is-
trying
Who
to
said
figure
who
out.
agreed to that?
Who
Nobody's
says it's
okay with
okay?
that. They should have been fought. They should have
No,
been
they
fought.
I
are
don't
okay.
agree.
No, Mr. Shelton, hold on, Mr. Shelton, hold on. I'm up here. I got the flow. No, they're okay with that. They said that since Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis was there for each other, and holding hands, whatever they was doing, they was like, it's cool for them not to fight each other because they're like brothers. They're happy and they're
Bullshit.
singing.
Bullshit. You in the same division. You got belts. You
I
fight.
was pointing out that how many times I've said, "Oh, why don't he fight this? Oh, your favorite fighter doesn't want to fight him." Okay, well, he has a quote unquote friend in me in the same division. Why don't he fight him since he's struggling to find an opponent? He's calling all these guys out. Y'all saying why he got to move up to 140? Boom, turn to your left. There go your buddy.
Yeah, so there. So here's the thing. I'm gonna keep saying it. Like at the end of the day, they both agree that they're gonna
Hold on, hey yo, Guardians,
fuck all that. Fuck all that.
Don't spam the chat.
That's that
Ty,
soft shit.
I've been
Nah, we
on
don't do
this.
that.
I have
y'all
I
can
have
say
literally
what
been
it
on
is,
this
man. That's
panel
what
and
they
said that
said.
they should fight each other. I literally said on this panel that they're not real brothers. They just call each other brothers. That if they're both going to be fighters, they need to fight. I fought with friends of mine over bullshit, and we still friends to this day, even though I lumped them up. So I agree with you. They should fight each other. I've never gave them a pass for that.
I think when it comes to them holding up if they start holding up the division, then one of them should lead the division. That's what I think.
No,
But
that's
they
that
won't-
soft
they
shit.
won't
They should fight.
They don't have to fight, man. I mean, at the end of the
See,
day,
this is what I'm talking about, boxing hacker. This is what
listen.
That's that soft shit.
The fight.
They should fight.
Here's the thing.
That's that soft
They're
shit, Hacker. They
friends.
should fight.
They're
That's
friends.
that
They
soft
spar
shit. They
Hey,
should fight.
I hear you. But they're friends. They spar each other all the time. There's no point.
I don't give
If
a
they
fuck.
can't fight, then they
A
can't
lot of
fight.
people he's no boxing hacker. Hold on. I'm not gonna let you
You
have that one, boxing.
motherfucking friends
Yeah,
in business. What are you talking about?
Davis
No friends.
fights people he spar all the time. That's
Yeah.
no reason.
No,
'cause
but they
spar each
have
other all the time.
So here's the
Shakur
thing.
fights
Yeah.
everybody he's fought damn near his sparring apart.
So here's the thing. There's in boxing, there's some people who when they fight, they can fight their friends because they look at it like we're making money together. We're breaking bread together. That's how some fighters look at it. But there are also some fighters who can't fight unless they have some kind of animosity or some kind of like energy to the fight. Shakur has already said he can't look at Keyshawn that way. So what's the point? If they fight, they're not gonna fight
they can
wholeheartedly.
they can fight.
If they fight, they're not gonna fight wholeheartedly. It doesn't make any sense.
So that shit soft.
Then we'll be good. What?
They can spar for free,
Here's
but not
the
fight
reality
for
of
money.
it.
Them niggas got real brothers.
Yo,
real
the reality is that y'all feel like Keyshawn and Shakur are jumping tank. Let's be real, and that's why y'all.
No, what I feel like is that you don't keep the
So
same
y'all want
energy.
y'all.
That's what I feel
That's
like.
this new generation soft ass shit. That's
I've
what
been
that
trying to
is.
bring
Y'all feel
Tank up
like
all night, and I'm not
Keyshawn and
allowing
Shakur
it. We're not talking
are
about
jumping
Tank.
tank. Just be real with it.
No,
What are you
boxing
talking
hacker. What I'm
about?
saying is you're not
another
genuine,
nigga
boxing
jumping,
hacker,
bro.
and that's my problem. You don't know how to be genuine. How can you sit up here and have that energy, but all you do is talk about some tank is running from him? They are in the same division and they can fight. Yet you're making excuses.
They don't want so.
Who gives a damn? You're boxers, bro. You're in the same division.
Like I said, when they start holding up, so right now they're not in the same section. They're not in the same section, right? When
Oh,
one that
come
starts
on,
holding
man.
up
That's
the
that
division,
soft ass shit
they'll
you
leave.
talking about, bro. They should be fighting.
I mean, here's what I will say. Here's what I will say.
They
You
should
just
leave.
seen
One of them
Tank
should
Davis
leave.
fight one of his friends in Lamont Roach. Like they were so cool that he said, when your mom's here, I ain't gonna say nothing bad. So at the end of the day, once you step in between them
Hold
ropes,
on, y'all. Hold on.
friend-
Shout out Thomas Hill on the panel. What up, Thomas Hill?
My nigga Thomas was good, bro.
What's good, Thomas?
Oh man, shout out to the panel. I hope my mic ain't trash. I got my Beats buds up in here, and every time I got them.
What's your 2 cents, Thomas Hill?
Oh,
What
my
you got?
2 cents is, hey, I don't give a fudge about nobody else. If Tank and Lamont is friends, they need to run that rematch ASAP like Rocky or Ferg. And that's all I gotta say, though, because I don't go with the friend policy. Friends can break bread too. Break that bread.
But I don't.
Yep,
But listen,
you my friend.
listen. Why
Make some money with me.
I've been an athlete my whole life, and one of my best friends in high school was on one of our rivals' basketball teams. Like, I don't care. You my best friend. Matter of fact, I'm playing even harder because you're my best friend.
Facts.
I gotta make sure I beat you. I gotta make sure I beat you. No, it's not different. Why is it different?
Because I need bragging rights, right? 2 cents? Because I need bragging rights.
Hold on.
One mic.
Boxing, you're fighting somebody. That's the way.
Hold on,
Hacker. Have you played basketball, bro?
I play basketball, yeah.
You've played it. Did you play it on a team competition?
No. I don't like team sports.
and have you boxed in the ring, bro?
That nigga sit
Yeah.
on the computer all
How
day.
you gonna say stuff like that, bro? You have no clue.
What are you talking about?
Not
He
with
was
his
saying there's a
rise.
difference between being competitive on the court and being competitive in the ring.
Hell yeah, there's a
Man,
difference.
you can't tell her that. She an athlete, bro.
That's what I'm
There's,
saying.
there's
Niggas
a
don't
there's a
even
there's
know
a
what the fuck
difference
you talking about.
between fighting somebody and playing on a team
So
sport.
how would you know that if you never did it?
I mean, I can say I boxed. I have a record, and some of my friends thought they could beat me, and we boxed in the backyard with no money involved, and we
Right,
was still cool afterwards.
but
So
exactly,
Man,
but it
end of the
undefeated was
day,
there too.
at the end of the day,
Defense.
to me, if they were like actual brothers, I could understand. Like if you're blood brothers, you don't want to fight your brother because something bad could happen.
Like
I
the
could understand.
Klitschko's.
But if y'all are friends and y'all are in a competition and a sport as rivals, because that's the nature of the beast, then you're bitches for not fighting each other. Period.
I
So
don't know
you
about
I
think?
that.
Do
definitely
you
agree with
think?
that,
Do
100%.
you
Hey,
think? Do
hey,
you think
Hacker,
Roach and Tank? Do you think
Hacker.
Roach and Tank are friends right now?
What you
I'm
say,
not
Big
talking
Supreme?
shit.
Nah, but that's crazy because they champions in the same weight class and they basically saying that they refusing to fight each other. That's not crazy to y'all?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
not
but
crazy.
just
Damn.
like I said, when they start holding up the
That's
division,
bitch
one of them
made.
should leave.
That's
They
more
holding
than
up the
crazy.
division
That's bitch
because
made.
Ab Judah and Floyd fought and they was close. They was going to clubs together and hanging out with the family and going on vacations. They
And
still
they
Right,
still
friends.
right.
friends to this day.
Because
Exactly.
because because a substantial amount of money was put down for that fight, and
Yeah,
that
Nah,
way,
Man,
because
Hacker, you
Floyd
Ab-
talking
wasn't a
some
big
soft
name at
Roach
ass
that
and
shit,
Tank
time.
bro.
and Roach are friends right
Ab-
Hacker,
now.
you
Ab
talking
said
some
it
soft
himself.
ass shit, bro. That
Ab
shit is
said they
soft.
That's
Love,
that's soft,
fight.
bro.
money for the fight. That's the only reason they fought each other.
Hold on, Mr. Shelton got the floor.
Yeah, that shit is soft, Hacker. Them niggas need to fight. They in the
No,
same
but
division, or somebody get
Ab,
out the division. Something. But if you stay here, you got to fight.
And
hey,
Oh
Hacker,
damn, I agree with you, Shelton. Good job.
they're not gonna
hey,
fight,
hey,
man. I
hey,
don't know.
Hacker.
Y'all can sing those
Look at
songs
the
all you
old
want.
Hacker. Look at the old fight between Simon Brown and Maurice Blocker. They were friends since they were kids. And
Right.
They were roommates when they fought. They were
yeah,
roommates when they fought.
they tried to kill each other in that fight.
I hear you guys. That's what I'm saying. Some people, they get when it comes to fighting, it's about just breaking bread. They're cool with that. Some
GM say
people
Shakur
just,
fought his
just can't do it.
girlfriend brother.
They weren't cool at all. So that was a whole different story.
Wasn't he friends with
Man, you
Heron
got
when
so
they
many
fought?
excuses for this dude, man.
Wasn't
Why you got
Heron
so
his
many
friend?
excuses?
They were cool.
Wasn't Heron his friend?
Yo,
Yeah.
they're cool, but there's different levels.
Wasn't Jamel Heron his friend?
Him
Didn't
and
he
Keisha are
apologize
just
to
on a
his
different level
wife?
of friendship.
Didn't he
They're,
apologize to his wife
yeah,
and
they're
his
friends.
kids?
They're
So
friends.
they're friends. So what are
But
we
they're
talking about?
but him and Keisha are on a different level of friendship.
Oh,
It's
they on a
it's
different
not
level
just
of
him and
friendship. What does
Keisha.
that mean?
Wait. What you mean a different level of friendship? What level?
Like they're like
Him and
almost
Judy were
brothers.
in that pool.
Yeah, what
They're
level? What
brothers.
level? What level of friendship are they on that they
Yeah,
can't
I
fight
don't
each other?
understand that
Boxing
level.
hacker.
I mean, like Keisha said, Shakur used to
I
visit him
don't
while Keisha
understand
was in
that
the
level.
hospital.
I don't get
And
that level.
Shakur used to visit Keisha when Keisha was in the hospital. Like they're very
I don't
close.
get that.
They're not gonna
That
fight.
sound kind of weird, bro.
People sing
That
a
don't
song
sound
that's
good.
never gonna happen.
That don't
So
sound
let
good.
me get this straight. Hold on, boxing hacker. Let
so
me
I
get
could
this straight, and I'm gonna
understand.
give you the floor. Oh,
Yeah.
hold on, teach. I'm gonna give you the floor next. Who's that talking? You or teach?
No,
No,
I wanted to say
So
something.
Jamel Herring, I'm gonna let you get the floor. Jamel Herring was Shakur's friend. We can all agree, like they were friends. He apologized to his wife and did this and that. But you're saying that Keyshawn and Shakur got a down low. I mean, a different level. They got a DL friendship, a different level. Is that
Now
what you
you had it
saying?
right with the DL.
Yo,
The
DL is
DL is what he's
crazy.
saying.
yeah,
That's what he's saying.
They got
yeah,
a
exactly.
different level.
Jamel Herring was
DL is
part of
different level. They got
yeah.
a different level.
Jamel Herring was part of Crawford's gym, you know. So Shakur used to train with Crawford, and they used to all train together. They had that friendship, competitive friendship, right? So that's okay. But him and Keisha have a deeper friendship. That's all it is. They don't
They
want
got
to
a
fight each
DL.
other because of that
They
They got
got a
a
friendship.
weird
DL
friendship,
They
man.
friendship.
can't look at each other as opponents, and they don't want to
So
take food out each other's mouths. That's how it is.
That's
all
putting food
right,
in each other's mouth. What are you talking about?
Not in the long run.
boxing hacker. All right,
Sometimes, yeah,
you just
sometimes.
said that Keyshawn and Shakur got a DL friendship. Go ahead, teach. You got the flow.
Nah, but for me, I mean, I would like to see those two guys fight because I wanted to see, Jamel and Jamal fight when they were at 54. So I don't have an issue with that. But I
Why
could
the
see
hell would
where,
you want to see Jamel and Jamal fight?
yeah, that would have been a good fight. Like, A lot of people wanted to
They
see
are
them fight.
twin brothers, bro.
Yeah,
They're
but a lot of
brothers.
people,
Why is that a problem now?
but a lot of people
Just like
wanted
the
to see them
Klitschko.
fight though. But I could see where Hack is coming from in a sense because you have a fight like Wilder versus Malik Scott. Look how boring that fight turned out. They were friends. Like Malik Scott didn't want to
No, they
exchange
was
or anything.
bullshitting. They was
Nah, but you can't say
bullshitting.
that
That
because
wasn't a
see,
fight,
mostly
bro. Malik Scott
Oscar was
Malik
took a
friends with
dive.
them.
dive.
That wasn't a fight.
Yeah,
Malik
but they
dive.
were good friends, right? So took a
Did
dive
y'all
for
know
his
that
friend.
Shane and Oscar was friends too? They was close friends.
They weren't friends like that.
Yeah, they was close friends. They came up in the amateur system together. There's
Yeah,
interviews
that's
both
There's
different.
a different
yeah,
circles.
but listen, there's interviews with them both saying that they used to date girls together, same thing, go on vacation, go to clubs, they family know each
Yeah.
other. I mean, so it's the same thing, and they still fought, bro.
No, their friendship was like Devin and Shakur's friendship.
Yeah,
Devin
but
and
how
I
do you
love
Shakur
how we
fight.
quantify
got
what's
different
deep
levels of
though?
friendship. I love it.
No, Devin and
Hey
Shakur can
man,
fight.
look,
They have just
you
a friendship
know,
based off
Hacker,
competition.
you know Thomas Hearns
What
and
you say,
Sugar Ray
Ty?
Leonard are friends too, right? You knew that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You knew that
Ty,
Thomas
what
Hearns and
you
Sugar Ray
just
Leonard were
say?
friends, right?
yeah.
I said I
Ali
love
and
how we
Frazier
doing
were
all these
friends going
levels of
into the first
friendship.
fight.
Hold on. I
Yeah.
can't hear Ty. What you say, Ty?
No, I just said I love how we doing all these levels of friendship. So what they on level 4, level 5? I mean,
They got
I
a
mean, listen,
DL
guys.
friendship,
Hey, listen.
They
I'm
got
a
a
not.
different
DL
level,
friendship.
I'm gonna tell you one
a
thing. They're
different
not gonna
level.
fight.
Hey, Boxer Hacker,
I don't
did
know
you
what
hear
else.
me?
I don't know what
Ali and Joe
else y'all
Frazier
want
were
to do.
friends going into the
Those
first
two are
fight.
not gonna fight.
They were real
Ali
good
and Ken
friends.
Norton were friends. Ali and Ken Norton were
Unless
friends.
the only way they're gonna fight if Turkey also goes up come out, but they're not gonna fight. If that
so
happens.
then like Shelton said or whoever said that one of them need to move up.
Yeah, after they
Yeah, they need to
what
move
I
out
think
the
is gonna
division. Yeah,
happen.
get out the division.
What I
Get
think
out
gonna
of the
happen
division.
is one of them fight Lomachenko, one fight Tank. If both of them
Boxer
win,
Hacker, whoever
one of
at
them
the
should move
top
up.
got the
One of them
floor.
win,
You just keep
then
talking.
the other one
Hey man, I don't like all this friend shit. There ain't no friends in business. If you my friend, make some money with me. We can be friends after the fight.
everybody has that same mindset. That's the thing.
But they supposed to.
No, I don't know what's supposed to.
Yeah, you gonna be in
They
the
don't,
Yeah, man, they might as well
nobody's
get out
supposed
that
to do
division,
anything.
bro. One of them got to move up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
When they're not holding the wait.
And
To
to keep it
clarify,
100,
they're
that's
not
the
holding
real
the
reason why
division yet.
Shakur left Top Rank because he knew that Keyshawn was going to get that title shot. Because his interviews with Keyshawn saying he was supposed to fight for Menchek
But
last year.
but to
So
clarify,
it looked even crazier if they was the same weight class champions on the same promotional platform and denying to fight with each other.
but to clarify, they're not holding up the division yet, right? Let's
Now
clarify.
they
GM
definitely
say
are.
How they're
GM
not in the
say
same section
they
about it.
are
They're
holding
not.
up the division if you got a belt
How?
and y'all refusing to fight each other.
Oh, they're people. They're not in the same section. But how they
Yo,
hold? They
bro,
have
they
too many
asked
titles.
for $400 million to fight each other, bro. None of them been on pay-per-view before.
Yeah,
What kind of shit is that?
they
That's
don't want to
dumb.
fight. Yo, that's what I'm saying. It's not realistic to even talk about them fight. They don't want to fight. each other.
Well, them niggas need to vacate or move up or something.
After, like I said, I think after if they get one, they get to fight with Lomachenko, the other one get to fight with Tank, and then if they both win, then one should leave the division probably.
Boxing Hacker GM say stop acting like you know they levels of friendship, and I agree because you really sitting up here talking about they got a DL friendship. You don't know
That's
that.
what no, they said it themselves. I'm not making anything up. They said it. They talked about it at great length. Like their
I've never
friendship
heard
is
them
deep.
say they
Like
got a DL friendship.
I don't know what you mean like DL friendship, down low friendship. No,
Different level. That's what
whatever you
said.
want to call that.
You said they got a different level of friendship, and I'm like, what do you mean?
their level of friendship is deep, right?
Yeah,
Like
I want to know what
Keyshawn
level it
talked about-
is. I want to know what level of friends they are.
Okay, I don't know all the specific, but I remember one thing that Keyshawn said. Keyshawn went to like being in the mental hospital. I don't know for like I don't know was it
I
pressure.
mean, all I'm gonna say is this:
He
Boxing
was
Hacker.
crashing out basically, and he went to the mental hospital. And Shakur was with him through those times. So they have a different. Their bond is pretty tight.
Okay,
It's
well,
not
this is
just
what I'm gonna
based
say.
on competition.
Hacker,
what
this
does
is
that
what
have
I'm
to
gonna
do with
say.
us fighting
The
each
only
other?
type of friend you don't fight is one you're sharing showers with in a bed. Other than that, you could fight them.
Wow.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
I don't know. I mean, that's your. They're not gonna fight.
I agree. I mean, I can see why the Klitschko's never fought, and I can see why Jamel and Jamal never fought.
And in both of those cases, their mothers asked them not to.
Exactly. I can see that. But any other type of brother, like my play brother or the homie that I fuck that. We fight. We
just
fight.
Songs, man. They ain't gotta fight.
My
Who else
favorite
is playing?
song. All
Y'all
right, so
sing a
this is what
lot of
we finna
songs here,
do.
but they ain't about to fight each other, man.
I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight.
Oh
Had
yeah,
a good time, a
You
great
too, sis, man.
conversation. So far, we've learned that Boxing Hacker don't think nobody is qualified to fight Shakur. And
Jerry Antoine, Lomachenko,
he
Tank Davis.
just hold on. He just revealed that Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn have a DL relationship, which is why they are not willing to
You
fight
wild
each other.
person too,
Those are Boxing Hacker words, not mine.
You wild for that.
Said they have a different level of friendship. So we're gonna go around the panel. I'm gonna let everybody get their 2 cents off. I want to thank everybody joining me tonight for 2 cents after dark. Shout out to everybody for coming out and hanging out. Give yourselves a round of applause. All right, we're gonna start off with you, Tony Reviews. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
As far as we left off, they're not brothers. There's no blood relation. And unless, like I said earlier, they're sharing a shower or a bed, there's no reason that they should not fight. It's ridiculous that you have two champions who refuse to fight each other for an excuse of friendship. Get the fuck out of here. The history of boxing has been filled with friends who have fought friends. So I don't buy it. Outside of that, I don't even know why people talking about Lomachenko. That dude's retired. They need to vacate his belt, strip him.
No, he said he's coming back to fight Tank, Tony.
What's that?
He said he's coming back to fight Tank.
Tank already got a fight lined up.
Go fight him after that.
What's he gonna do? Come off a 2-year layoff and fight Tank? Nah, that fight ain't happening.
Nah, he need a tune-up for sure.
Yeah, he ain't fought nobody. Like the realistics of that happening are getting slimmer, and I don't think Loma's coming back. I think he's done.
And Tangle and Roach are gonna have a three series fight. You know.
No, the next winner's gonna walk away. But outside of that, I would like to see Tank fight Keyshawn, Lil Kiki, or Shakur, and vice versa. I would like to see Shakur fight Lil Kiki, Tank, or Lil Kiki fight Shakur and Tank. I want to see all the champions fight each other so we can really see who's the best, so you don't have to use the eye test, because the best should be fighting the best. And when they don't, you have a bunch of fandom who claim that this guy is better than that guy because they never mix it up. So again, I think Shakur dodging Lil Kiki and vice versa is bitch shit. They should fight each other. And like Shelton said, if they're really friends, then they should want to make money together. Help your friend get richer. On that, I'm out.
All right, thank you for coming up, Tony. Let me give my disclaimer. No, I do not think that Keyshawn and Shakur have a DL relationship. I'm just messing with Boxing Hacker. It's a play on words. So it's a joke, guys. It's a joke.
I don't know what she's joking about, people.
Thomas Hill, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show? I know you came up late.
Yeah, you know, the last one in, the first one out usually, but my man Tony went in. I agree with what Tony said. You can't hear me? You can't?
Okay. Yeah, now we can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
All right. I just want to say, man, you know, I want to see the fights. I agree. We got to get the best up in there with the best. And we got to find a way to make sure that they get compensated so that they will want to fight. Whether you're friends or not, you can always get in that ring, make that bread, put on a great show, and then go on and be friends afterwards. So hopefully we'll see some good fights. I'm starting with the rematch because I really want that more than anything else. Then after that, I don't no longer have the energy that I had for everybody being treated fairly. It is what it is. So from this point forward, everybody else cannot fight one another. I'm cool with that. Tank need to get in the ring with each and every single one of these niggas. So people who claim to be experts can finally be an expert on whether they were right or wrong. And that's all I got to say.
All right. Shout out Thomas Hill. Thank you for coming up and giving your 2 cents. You're going to have to send them AirPods back to Apple. They been giving you the blues, man.
Or
Mr.
China.
Shelton, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
But thanks for having me. It was a pleasure as always. This Herrera guy that just popped up out of the woodwork needs to fight the De Los Santos and somebody to show who he is, because we don't know this dude. And Shakur needs to be fighting that number 1 guy, Zepeda, or that number 2 guy, Cruz. Get them 2 guys out the way, then you can do what you want. Fight the number 1 guy, fight the interim guy, and this Herrera guy need to fight somebody to prove he even belongs in the top 10. But that's it. I'll see you next time.
All right, Mr. Shelton, thank you for coming up and giving your 2 cents. Shout out to Dion with the $4.99 in the super chat. He says, missed your whole show, but wanted to show support. Salute and good night. Shout out, Dion. All right, Dion, you're going to have to go back and listen to the replay. Run it back. Y'all don't sleep. Teach. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show? VA Money Group, where you been? You missed the whole show. Go ahead, Teach. What's your final 2 cents? What you got? Teach, you there?
Teach, you on mute.
Boxing Hacker. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show? Oh, Teach, you here?
Yeah. Am I good now?
All right.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good.
Yeah. So when there are better names like floating out there, like Shakur fighting Jadier, makes no sense. Simply because he's not ready for this level of fight yet, right? And if there are better names floating like out there, why not make them a part of the conversation? Again, I like what Antoine had to say, and if that fight is possible, I would love that fight for Shakur. Obviously, I would love this Zepeda fight if Zepeda comes around and wants to fight Shakur. And Shakur talking to Tio, if that's possible. I don't think much of that fight, but if that's possible, that's a good fight. 3 fights, much better than this Hadier talk. So if Shakur wants to prove he's the best, he should be taking on pretty much those challenges, in my opinion. Yeah, and that's that.
All right. Thank you for coming up, Teach, giving your 2 cents. Always glad when you come up here with a different perspective. Always great for the show. Boxing Hacker.
2 cent.
What is your final 2 cents for the show?
I put my stuff on mute. Okay. Hey, salute to you, 2 cent. Yeah. I don't know why he said DL friendships. I don't know what that means, but yeah, salute to you.
You said they had a different level friendship.
Sure, buddy.
Different level, DL.
No, I'm just kidding. Salute to the panel in the chat. So we talked a lot about fights that are realistic and unrealistic, right? And honestly speaking, the Hardier fight is unrealistic. The Keyshawn fight's unrealistic. Shakur said he doesn't want to fight them. He has no interest. If he says he doesn't want to fight them, he doesn't want to fight them, regardless of what I say or anybody else says.
But the Gary fight not unrealistic.
Yeah, because Gary showed interest, Shakur showed interest. They say they're interested in fighting each other, let them fight each other, especially if the champions at 135, who I won't mention their names, are ducking him left and right. Yeah, what else can he do, I do think Hadier and Abdullah Mason will be an amazing fight. I think there's really big potential for that fight. Hopefully we can get something like that, because they're both in a similar position in their career, and they've both been looking spectacular with, I think, Abdullah looking a little more spectacular, but also a little bit vulnerable since the last fight, So, yeah, that's my 2 cents, though. So, salute to everybody. Have a good night. And, yeah, take care, everybody. Thanks, 2 cents.
All right. Thank you for coming up. Mr. Greg, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Usually when a guy who's the top of the game ain't fighting the other guy who's the top of the game, but he's calling out people who are in different weight classes, too often is an indication that there's no real plan for his career. You got
what?
That's how I see it. because you got guys in your, you're not fighting the guys, the top guys in your own division, but you have guys in the top 10 that are calling you out, and you got reason why you should fight them, yet you're looking above your own weight class. That gives me an indication there's no real plan for how you're going to move forward. You just sort of throwing things out there. When friends are in the same weight class or in the same gym, they spar with each other because they want to show how good they are to each other. And sometimes those sparring sessions get very heated. Sometimes they both make it to the point where they're in the same ring together in the spotlight. Somebody gonna win. Somebody's going to lose. That doesn't mean the friendship goes out the window. We see fighters almost kill each other at the end of the fight. They're hugging, they're kissing. Well, let me take that back because and sometimes they go out. I mean, you look at you even make a friend sometimes from a hard fight like that. I give Mickey Ward and Toro Gotti 3 fights. Both of them should have been in the hospital, all 3 fights, but they were at the bars together, drinking and so forth. So there's a bond that gets formed in this particular sport. And fighters and friends who are friends share that same kind of bond. So there's no, I don't want to fight him because he's my friend, because again, if they're at that level, they're going to fight each other. And it's been proven time and time again. Other than when you're brothers, like the Klitschko's and Charlos. But again, the mothers ask that they never fight each other because they know what will happen. They're going to compete very hard. So that's how I see that. I hope that Shakur fights soon as he's bet, soon as he's ready to fight. But I guarantee you, he's fighting somebody in that top 10. He's not going to be fighting. It's not going to be an Antoine. It's not going to be. It's not going to be Tank. It's not going to be Tio. That's a nice. This. I guess that's a nice wish, but you got to take care of business where you are, and you got to have a plan on how you're going to get there. And it doesn't seem like you're jumping from promoter to promoter, and you still not moving in a way that gets you to those fights. Does fighters avoid each other sometimes? Most of the time, it's the terms of those contracts that they send you that you object to. You know, there may be 3 or 4 options in that term sheet, things of that nature. Sometimes we don't hear everything. We hear it maybe 3 or 4 years later, or when they write a book or something, or when they're doing a podcast now. So when I hear fighters that they're ducking this, that, the other, a lot of times there's a reason why, and most of the time it's because how they're being moved in their careers, not that they're scared of the guy. Once in a while, he's going to have that too, or there are people will say that's not a good matchup for you. Other than that, that's why a lot of the fights don't get made because of how they're being moved. But it's always good to talk about it. It's always good to talk about what you think the matchup is going to be. But being realistic is for Secure. It's going to be in his weight class, and it's probably going to be somebody in that top 10 that he's going to have to make a choice from, because he is not, I don't think, physically ready to move up to 140 and take on not Gary, or I don't think he's, be quite honest, I don't think he's really ready for Tank either. But certainly he's not ready to go to 140, no matter how good it may sound to him. And that's kind of all I got for that.
All right, Mr. Greg, thank you for coming up and giving your 2 cents. Ty, close us out tonight. What is your final 2 cents? What do you have for the show?
Well, another great show. So just a couple things, right? So when it comes to Shakur, I just feel like we're not being realistic. Like I get it, he's a silver medalist and he has a good amateur background, but it just seems like since he's been pro and moving up in weight, his resume has been dwindling along with his stock, right? So you can't just sit around and wait for the quote unquote big names to fight you and not stay active. When you say, oh, Javier, he has to prove himself. Well, in my opinion, I'm still waiting for Shakur to prove himself. Prove he can handle a power punch in southpaw. Prove he can handle pressure, before he takes on the face of boxing. I'm really interested to see what his next move will be when he comes to the end of this contract with Eddie Hearns. He can go and sign with PBC, and I don't want to hear that PBC doesn't have any fighters, because since he's been with Eddie Hearn, he's done nothing but cross-promotional fights. So I don't want to hear that. He is at the stage in his career where it's almost like, knuckle up or shut up. We don't need any more soft touches. We're ready for you to really get in there and show us what you can do. And then maybe, just maybe, he himself will be a big name and be able to garner some of these fans and some of these fights that he really wants, because then he will be a main attraction and he won't have to clout chase as much. But that's just my opinion.
That's just your 2 cents.
Yep, that's it.
All right, Todd, thank you for coming up on the panel.
Always
a fun time when you up here. We always have a good time.
See
you later. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight on 2 Cents After Dark. I had a good time tonight, and I'm actually making good time, because usually I be on here till 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I told y'all I wasn't gonna be on here all night tonight, and I'm actually not being on here all night tonight. But what it is not, once you get on here and get to talking and the conversation get going, it's really difficult to just stop everything, pull yourself off, and just get off. I don't know how KO do it, but shout out to everybody joining me tonight. We had a very good conversation about Shakur Stevenson and who we were trying to guess and figure out who his next opponent will be. Trying to figure out why he calling out Gary and T.O. and I don't think he'll go to 140. I'll be shocked if he goes to 140. I guess if he goes to 140, to me, that would be a sign that his hands are doing a lot better. So I guess that would be a good thing. But I don't think Shakur going to 140. I don't think Shakur finna fight Gary or T.O. And it's not a matter of if I think he gonna lose or win. It's just the time is not right. He said after the Artem fight he wasn't fully acclimated to 35. It just doesn't make logical sense to me, right? You got people coming up here. They had different opinions. They're going back and forth. Some people looking forward to the Gary fight. I don't think you should be looking forward to the Gary fight, but some people are looking forward to the Gary fight. Matter of fact, Mr. Greg came up here and said himself, I talked to Gary yesterday. He didn't say nothing about fighting Shakur Stevenson. He didn't say nothing. He ain't mention it. He ain't come up. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's all fights, it's all sports, it's all entertainment. It's all opinions. Nobody really knows what's going on. But if you apply common sense and logic, and look at the patterns of the fighters in the past, it's not too hard to predict the future. VA Money Group say, I was watching documentaries. What documentaries you was watching, VA Money Group? What you was watching? I want to thank everybody that came through tonight. They clicked the link and hopped on the panel. They dropped their 2 cents in the comments. That supported the channel through Cash App. Oh, let me check and make sure I got no Cash Apps. That supported the channel through Cash App and the Super Chats. All your support to the channel is greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Now I can go grab me a cup of coffee in the morning because I'm going to need it. So, shout out to everybody. And remember, if you don't want your host all in the videos, cussing you out, kicking you off the panel, putting you in the background, muting you, timing you out in the chat, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.